Not who you expected, huh? Welcome, everyone, to the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. We're a little bit short-staffed here today. Terrence is flying in from the beautiful beach of California right now, so he's not going to be able to be on the show tonight. And our boy Foulmouth C, unfortunately, got caught up at work. He's not going to make it. It's going to be me and the stat man, and we're going to have a couple of people coming in helping us out and everything as well. So, hey, there's a lot to talk about. I mean, obviously, we're all very, very excited. At least we damn well should be very, very excited. Justin Fields is back. Should be playing versus Detroit. He better be playing versus Detroit. But I'm not going to sit here and say Bajent didn't do his job because, he got us 2-2. We'll take that as a backup quarterback right now. So, other than that, we got a few little Hawks things that we can talk about because there's an 18-year-old rookie who's just tearing apart the freaking league right now. And that is something that's got to be addressed. And the Bulls still suck. So, we'll get there eventually, but we'll see what happens.
You are now rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but honestly, they don't know shit.
These summer league games and they tell you about these new up-and-coming coaches.
I think we should get rid of every motherfucking owner in Chicago.
Enzo and Caruso, both when they are on the court, are like your defensive generals.
But they need to get that strong safety who's not scared to hit somebody.
They really don't know shit.
Yeah, we really don't know shit. But we have fun not knowing shit. That's the key thing to talk about right now. But hey, like I said before, we got a lot to talk about. So, we'll break down a few things. I know JB's having a little bit of technical difficulties. He will be on in a minute. So, hey, it's just going to be a solo one right now with just me until we get all of our other people on right now. So we're going to go directly to it right now with these Bears, man. That was a win. We can say that. It was definitely a win, but it was one boring-ass win. We – right off the bat in the comments, our big guy Jeremy Bauman says it perfectly, man. I was seriously thinking about getting a pot of coffee, but then I wouldn't have been able to go to sleep. And that wouldn't have been good because it was a Thursday night. It's the only reason why I did not put on a pot of coffee because it was a little boring. But a lot to talk about when it comes down to like their game plan. I understood the concept of their game plan, but I felt like Bajent he played scared. He was afraid to throw the ball down the field. He missed a lot of open wide receivers down the field. And I feel like Getsy just went up to him and says, listen, we're playing against a crappy team. And we're not that much better, but it is a crappy team. Just don't turn the ball over and we're going to get this victory. It's going to happen. It worked. But I don't like it when quarterbacks get the handcuffs put on them. We've seen that way too often with the Chicago Bears, we can go way back, but I'm just going to go with, Mitch Trubisky was handcuffed pretty much his entire time here. Justin Fields early on. And honestly, even now I feel like at times it's still a little handcuffed. So, yeah, we'll get into that a little bit. But, breaking it down a little bit, offensively, we had another great run game. Foreman, it's going to be very interesting when Khalil Herbert comes back, what you're going to do with Foreman, because there is no possible way that you can look, or you can literally, I don't know, make him a red card, whatever that's called. I think that's college, but if you're gonna cut him and make him an undressed player, oh man. I mean, let me know in the comments too what you think about that, because I don't think there is any way that you can possibly not have Foreman playing right now. It should be an easy 1-2 punch when Khalil Herbert comes back, and it should be Herbert and Foreman. And I mean, you got Johnson played well in his first game back too, made some very nice blocks. And I'm gonna give huge shout outs to Evans. I believe he was on the Miami Dolphins practice squad, I believe is where we got him from. But I mean, even he came out and just did extremely well. Blocking wise, he got thrown around like a rag doll. But other than that, he did do extremely well for somebody that just came out of nowhere. And I mean, go wide receivers. We had a good start with DJ Moore. We tried linking up with him a lot earlier, and it was consistent, I felt like, for DJ Moore. I should get the stats in front of me. Not 100% sure what he finished with, but I think the biggest question offensively, it's going to have to get flipped over to the other side, man. What did everyone think about Bryce Young's performance? Like, it's going to be like that type year where you can't judge him on what he's doing right now because he has nothing. He has nobody. So, I mean, it's very difficult to work with that, especially since DJ Moore was the only weapon on offense that they had, and we got him in that trade. So, I mean, it'll be a couple years before we can see what Bryce Young can really do. But he looked really bad, and I will say it, Bajan outplayed him. Other than that first deep throw, that first drive on the deep throw, there really wasn't that much that Bryce Young did. I see JB's back in the background right now. You good, JB? Give me a thumbs up. All right. So I'm going to get him in here, and everybody knows him as the stat man, knows every stat. I'm going to teach him some hockey stats too. We're going to get going on that sooner or later, but let's bring him in.
What's up, Frank?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm all right. I need to learn how to be the computer man because some stuff just went out on me. I don't know, update or something, whatever, but I'm back.
Yeah, those are the worst. Right before you need to go on, you get that update and everything. It's like work related. Right when you're about to get on a conference call at work, hey, update immediately has to be done. I was like, thanks. I held it down a little bit for you.
Appreciate it.
You tell me about the game. I got to do some sharing right now because it is just you and me right now. So tell me what your thoughts were about the game.
To be honest with you, if I tell you that this game was more of a snooze fest to me than watching the Jets and the Giants last week, my God.
You know, the first comment in there was, I hope somebody had a pot of coffee, from Jeremy Bauman, who says after watching that, if it wasn't a Thursday night game where I had to be up for work Friday mornings, which are usually crazy for me, that pot of coffee might have been on for me.
I tell you what, I don't drink coffee, but I needed something to maybe a Red Bull or something, because and again, here we go, guys. We're gonna address the elephant in the room. We won. The way we won
was ugly.
Ugly. Sometimes you have to win ugly. Don't let us win ugly against a team that's got one win. That's not what that doesn't show improvement to me.
Yeah.
That doesn't show that we're consistently moving in the right direction. What that shows,
I feel like that was a do or die for the coaching staff and everything as well. But I just felt like after watching that game, I still wasn't impressed enough to say, like, oh yeah, you guys are steady now for a little while, because you do that versus Detroit, you're dead.
So we'll get to that, because I'm thinking to myself, what's on the horizon based upon what we just saw. Full transparency. If you look at the numbers, the only thing you can really say is we ran the ball efficiently.
Very well.
Right? Did we blow up? No, but it was good to see. To me, it was good to see a bell cow, so to speak, of a running back, because Foreman had 21 carries.
You don't see that often anymore. It's nice to see that.
It's nice, especially when
it's effective.
When it's effective, and when we have a quarterback that's coming off of a couple of struggles. Now, on to that said quarterback. 20 or 33 for 162 is still not like, did he move the needle? Did he mess up? This is why I say he's a game manager, because those are game managing stats. Now,
that's hands down games management staffs. But I looked at that, and I know we were talking about it on our chat for a while as well. He played scared. And I don't know if that – I mean, I'm sure it was a partial thing with coaching saying, like, listen, we're playing a crap team. You don't turn the ball over, we should still be able to win this game. And then secondly, I felt like you threw 4 or 3 interceptions in the last quarter that you played. You looked like you were afraid to throw the ball down the field, because he was looking at like that one where everybody sees the picture of DJ Moore back there all by himself. He was looking right at him.
Absolutely.
I felt like he was just like, I'm going to check it down. I'm too worried about myself right now. And I don't like quarterbacks who play scared.
Well, let's speak on that, because him playing scary based upon turnovers, based upon whatever Getty or Eberflus may have spoke to him about in the locker room or on in the media sessions, the kid still had 33 pass attempts.
He did. I mean, I'm pretty sure like 80% of them were check downs, but.
Well, if you remember, on the one drive, he literally threw the ball past 5 yards twice on one drive.
Yeah.
Everything else, DJ had 9 targets, only 5 catches, 50 something yards. But that little dink and dunk and all that kind of stuff, that's overly conservative. And then you figure, well, out of 33 attempts, you completed 20. Not mad at the percentage, so to speak, but only 162 yards, which, I mean, what are we doing with that? Can you do that against Detroit?
No, you absolutely can, because Detroit's front 4 is dominant, and they're fast and dominant. Like those dink and dunks aren't going to work versus Detroit.
They won't. They have a really, in my opinion, they have a very solid linebacking core as well, which means that the running game may not be as effective as it is. So you're going to have to air it out. Unfortunately, here we go again. We're putting Justin in a situation now where he has to follow a lackluster coaching performance. A win is a win. A lackluster coaching performance, because how great would it have been to blow the Panthers out? Tyson Bagent throw.
I would have felt so much better.
Right. We put 30, 40 points on the board. I would have felt like, okay, yeah, it's just the Panthers, but let's build on that.
Exactly. You want to beat the hell out of the teams that you should beat the hell out of.
And speaking of which is even more crazy to me, as terrible, right? As terrible as we think Bryce Young played, he still had more passing yards than Tyson Bagent. The only problem is he got sacked.
Yeah.
At some crucial moments.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that defensive side of things. But, I mean, you take out that one 45, 50-yard pass that he completed, they pretty much had identical numbers. Yeah, yes. Which is the first drive of the game, if I'm not mistaken, too. But you take that pass out, they have identical numbers. And, I mean, when you look at a number 1 overall pick, who, frankly, and I was saying this before you got on, we can't – it's like Justin Fields in his first year. He had no weapons. He had nothing. Like, you want to see what he can do with him. And Bryce Young, he looks really bad. But, I mean, you're not expecting him to look great because his line isn't protecting him well either. Like, and he's not a big quarterback. So, I mean, when you put pressure on him in the center like the Bears consistently did, he has a hard time seeing over those offensive and defensive linemen. So,
but something else is crazy, too, because we try to look at things in perspective. When you look at the game log and you say, oh, man, we squeaked by 16-13. Yeah, but they also missed a field goal.
That is true.
So this game could have easily went to overtime and we could have lost. Like, that's the scary part. There was no definitive moments in the game where I see that we could basically say, let's pin our hat on something good. Let's pin our hat on something positive offensively besides, Dante Foreman. Now, moving on to the actual coaching side, I think somebody got in Luke Getsy's ear like, hey, you better do whatever you got to do to not lose this game.
100% agree with that.
Which is why he probably called some of the plays he did. Again, 33 pass attempts, not mad at it. You had balance. I think it was 38 runs, right? 38, 37 runs.
And that's what we've been asking for. Even with Justin, we would like to see some balance and everything like that. But all I got to say is when Justin comes back, I better at least see somewhat of – I don't want to see a lot of the dink and dunks like boring game that we just saw.
No.
But I mean, I'm sick and tired of hearing this whole, oh, Justin's looking good in our offense. Justin can do this in our offense. I don't give a flying fuck about your offense. Build your offense out of what your quarterback can do. Like, that is where, like, let's still hope to God that Getsy is fired after this season. I mean, he's out of all of them, he's the only one I mainly really badly want to go. But I would love to be a fly into that room with like an electric shock where anybody who comes in and says, he was like, oh, Justin will fit perfectly in my offense, I'd buzz his ass. Get the hell out of here. You're gone. Like that Texans guy who came in for CJ, like he basically said, I am building a playbook with CJ on what he can do at
with him. And there you go.
That is a coach. That is a coach.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because my thing is when we looked at Justin at first and we saw that Matt Nagy's playbook was actually really built for Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I know.
Curl,
we
flat.
Gave him Cleveland's defense in his first game with an Andy Dalton playbook. That's
curl, flat. And we saw even Nagy's stubborn self kind of change and evolved, right? But I know people in the media, some of our, our contributors or whatever. Oh, well, Justin got to learn a new offense, and it takes time to learn the offense and this and the third. Really? It takes time to learn an offense? Okay, we know that's true. Go ask Joshua Dobbs in Minnesota how long it takes to learn an offense but still be productive and damn near dynamic.
He looks good.
So
but
again,
I mean, he's
got
also
there on a Wednesday, played on that same Sunday, and came back and won the game.
Yeah.
Looked like a world beater in the first half.
Justin Jefferson still too. Like, I mean.
So don't sit up here and sell me this bill of goods that you have to study the playbook this thick to learn how to go out there and play football. You have fundamentals about you and your position. Same with Montez Sweat. I don't want him on a pitch count. We need him to go spark this defense 30 plays. Put him in for 30-plus plays. Put him in. Let's see what he got. It does not take all of that. And for once in my lifetime, I would like to see a coach come out and say, you know what? Hey, my fault. I misjudged what Justin was doing. We have a plan in place. We're working diligently together to better him and myself and this team. Because when you act like you're the smartest damn person in the room, that's how you get fired quick when it's not working. I look at Buffalo. Did you see Ken Dorsey got fired?
That was – and you know what drives me nuts is people are all over this saying, hey, bring him in here. Bring him into Chicago. Bring him in. I was just like, dude, he's killed this Buffalo team after Dayball has left. Their offense is so inconsistent since Dayball left.
Hold on. But there's also parts in that that's not being said either. Josh Allen looks like –
he does.
He looks like total shit.
But I mean, again, I don't watch him enough to be like, did the offensive scheme change at all? Is it the exact same thing? I don't really watch him enough to know. But it is kind of shocking that he has not been the same quarterback since Dayball left. He really hasn't.
If you go back, I think it's even with Dayball, he's tied for he's number one in interceptions and turnovers since, he's been a starter. So maybe Dayball kind of hid some of the flaws or whatever with the calling. Maybe Dorsey's trying to do the same thing and Josh is not listening.
It could be.
But what I do say is I look at it from that lens and that spectrum, and then I apply that same, continuity with the Bears. And what I see is this. I see one team that said, hey, like you, but you're not going to mess my franchise quarterback up. Get out of here. I look at another team that says, oh, well, it's the system. He has to learn the system. Well, your system is making a pretty solid quarterback look like trash at times because your system is fundamentally flawed.
I mean, he's better than – he is We're still talking about Josh Allen, right?
No, I switched that to Justin. So my point being is Buffalo, exactly, Sam. Josh Allen is Brett Favre. But my point is this. How can one class organization say, offensive coordinator, you're not doing my quarterback any justice. Get out of here. But we're sitting up here allowing people and the media say Getsy is what we need to work and strive for. Get Justin out of here. Yeah. No. Because even right now, like you said, if you was a fly on the wall and Tyson and Justin was having a conversation, I bet you Tyson's like, man, bro, I see what you saying. This dude don't know what he talking about.
Dude, like,
I know they having that conversation.
I mean, like, and I know where we're going as far as like Buffalo just fired their OC. Can we really go out there and say that we're going to fire our OC when we already don't have a DC? That would be one screwed up locker room right there. I mean, because I don't trust our quarterback coach either. I don't trust anybody on this freaking coaching staff.
I feel here we go again. Remember, we're already down a running back coach and we're down a DC.
Mm-hmm.
The culture is messed up right now too.
Yeah.
The evolution of a linebacker coach, a DB's coach, or whatever, a consultant to come in and run the defense, I'm not worried about that because we have a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
Let him call the plays, although he's doing slightly better. He's still not really –
He's doing – I mean, obviously, the addition of Montez Sweat – I almost said sweet again. Damn it. Right. I hesitated on that one. The addition of him it made Eberflus's job that much easier because I don't care if he's not getting sacks. He is making quarterbacks look for him at all times.
He's getting pressure. He's being disruptive. Hey, guess who got a sack last week?
Yannick
got
but again, I'm not giving that a sack. That was another coverage sack. It was 7 seconds after the freaking
absolutely
sack.
And if I'm recalling right, Bryce was climbing the pocket, still looking to throw the ball and got kind of swept
and he got hit while his arm was getting ready to go. But he's
the only one that was real, I think, was Justin's, and Justin Jones got one, and which I think was still kind of like 4 to 5 seconds ish. But Raheem Green, does that sound familiar?
Green had the quick one. I think he had a pretty.
That was the one where he shot, right?
Yeah. He had an explosion where he got the arm move on him and took him right to the outside right away, and that was great to see as well. I don't know where that's been all year.
I don't see him on the field much.
No, that is true, and I don't know how you can look at that defensive front four and say that he shouldn't be on the field that much because I think everybody should have an opportunity to be on the field right now to see what they can do.
I agree.
And, I mean. Since we're staying on the defensive side, and I'm going to bring this name up, man, and he is my guy. Kyler Gordon's best game as an NFL player was this past Thursday. That guy was outside, inside, blitzing, putting quarterback pressure. He was everywhere. And that was great to see.
Let me speak on that because one thing we don't do is we don't give our DBs enough credit when they're because the linebackers get all the tackles. We need sacks or whatever. Kyler Gordon is out there tackling, fellas.
Hitting. He is. I honestly have not seen him miss a tackle all year.
He had 1 or 2 tackles for loss, if I'm not mistaken, last week too, right? Because I remember on blowing up that little bull screen, right? Cool. Here's the thing that I noticed. When you have Kyler Gordon and you have Jalen Johnson and you have Tyreek Stevenson, you have the luxury of putting people in different places.
I agree with that.
You got somebody coming to town that's known for kicking our tail. Amon St. Brown. St. Brown. I would put Kyler on him to wherever he goes.
I would agree with that. Out of all the people that I would want coverage on him, I would want Tyler to cover him because he's the most athletic out of everyone that we have on that secondary.
Not just the most athletic. His presence, where Jalen is Johnny on the spot, I don't think Jalen is feared presence-wise. Kyler been laying some wood, and people are like, "Ooh, okay, Kyler. Oh, no, Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man. I see what you're doing." We need more of that. Let him be the intimidator with Brisker behind him or whatever. let's play that card. Let's not just relegate him to a slot nickel corner. Let him move around, because here's the thing. You might mess around. You might lose Jalen Johnson, and he's got to be your outside. He de facto becomes your number one because Tyreek Stevenson needs work.
He does. He's struggling. At first, honestly, I didn't know he hurt his ankle. I thought he got benched.
I when actually it first came out, because they were like, because that's when the other
Justin Jones,
came in, and I was like, oh, they benched Tyreek Stevenson. What'd he do?
I thought that too. I mean, he was getting beat on those inside slant plays all freaking day, and man, you can't. So one of our guys is on Mr. Chicago. Let's bring him in. Let's make sure he keeps it down a little bit, because I see that light on in the background before I get him on. Look at that light. Is there like a dim on the light? Because it was a very boring game. It could kind of be a dim light.
Listen, I wish it was dimmable, because to be quite honest with you, Frank.
Wait, is that a word, dimmable?
Yeah, actually it is.
If not, we'll put it in the dictionary. It's in a Bears dictionary.
Yeah, it's actually on the box when you go to like Lowe's or Home Depot and find it says dimmable or non-dimmable light.
Yeah, I like it.
I wish it was, because quite frankly, I probably would have kept the goddamn light off because of how bad that game was.
It was a very boring game.
Again, first and foremost, thank y'all for having me on the show.
Hey, what's up, bro? How you feel?
I'm all right, man. That game was about as awful as watching fucking paint dry.
Oof.
And
second,
I wasn't pleased. Now, I'm not here to pee in everybody's milkshake here, but that goddamn game was so,
melts then.
Listen, I wasn't impressed, man. I just was not impressed. I'm glad we got the win, because obviously with this fucking team, winning is in very short supply. But the fact that we couldn't beat this team for more than 10 points, at the very least 10 points or more. We couldn't beat the worst team in the NFL for more than 10 points.
I mean, you think about it, though, we're like the third worst team in the NFL.
I mean, shit. It looks that way, Frank. Yeah. It looks that way.
Were we 3-point favorites, 3.5 just for home?
We were 3, yes. We were 3.
That's just because you're at the crib.
Yeah.
Right. So
you go get 3.
I don't even think we covered the spread, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the under for sure. The under was was 29. Somebody real quick, what was the over under for that game?
Yeah, I'm not,
because I cannot believe that the under.
It was under 30. I know that.
I think it was 29.5, if I remember. I think it was
really
29.5. Yeah.
So Frank, there you go again. The field goal could have messed everybody's bet up.
Yeah, I know. You can't mess up that bet, Vegas, man. All that stuff going on now.
Well, and the thing is, with this game, because I always bring up the fact that there's a stat that don't show up on the stat sheet, which is how many points that we didn't score, how many times we had opportunities to score. And I do think that Tyson Bagent was fixated and operating under the assumption that he was going to turn the fucking ball over. So he was doing everything he could not to turn the ball over, even if that meant not throwing the fucking ball deep. Because
he threw it 33 times. I just don't see too many past 5 yards.
Tyler Scott was in the middle, wide the fuck open.
I thought there were two in-breaking routes that he threw that were pretty decent that I can remember. Only 2.
He did have a couple third down nice passes.
There were 2 deep passes that he could have thrown that he didn't fucking throw. And I'm just like, is he that paranoid? Because he did cough the fucking ball up 5 times the previous game, 4 of which were interceptions. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this kid is already in his own head. He's thinking about the last game. Son, you can't play like that. You can't operate like that. You got to be in this fucking game in the current present moment thinking, okay, what can I do better than I did the last game? Don't get so fixated. The more you think about making mistakes, the more you're going to be prone to making mistakes. And I think he got in his own head.
Before we even go on, since we got all 3 of us on right now, we want to hit up the highlights?
Yeah.
And then, we'll hit up the highlights. And then we'll go into it.
So
wait, is it highlights or more low lights? Like what? Dim lights.
It's dimmable lights.
It's dimmable lights. There it is. We'll hit up dimmable lights. Got a nice ring to it. Hit up that dimmable lights.
Yeah.
To Foreman, pass is caught. DJ Moore, who played with Carolina last year, was part of that big trade. Now Miles Sanders is the running back, the ex-Eagle. Adam Thielen by far there. Born and raised in West Virginia. Play action here. Nice move and a 10-yard. Play action. Ton of time. Flips it out here. Caught. First down. Fitzpatrick beloved everywhere. Once again, great cutback move. From 54, and that one is inside the left. Young 5 out of 8 for 53. On the ground again, good tackle.
Instincts.
No problem. Little toss here, you got it, right? So here, from the 37-yard line, and the inside end around to Tyler Scott. 3rd down and 10. Swallowed it up at the 2.
But we had few enough that we were able to pull out the
Bears going for it on 4th down and 4, trying to keep the drive alive, and they do. In the pocket, and throws, and that's batted away. As the Panthers begin this drive out of the pistol formation, to the outside goes Sanders, and he gets taken down. 3rd and 10. Under pressure, he's going to go down, back in the. Give it to Foreman. And he's in. Deontay Foreman takes it in for the touchdown. Young in the pocket, under pressure, throws incomplete. Coverage is right there. Young, that shoulder shake. Pressure again. And almost intercepted Pinheiro. Pinheiro's kick is no good.
bring him back. But they've got enough pieces on defense to be a threat in a lot of the games they play.
3rd and 7, and that's going to cement it. He is Mooney. And this will take us, a couple of seconds.
You guys know we're 3-1 when EQ plays?
Well.
Isn't that crazy?
For whatever that's worth, you know what? And here's the thing about that too, Frank. So anyone who obviously was watching this game or any game that looks like this, you would think this was a tough-ass defensive game with it being a low score. No, it was two abysmal and awful-ass offenses. One offense was just terrible as fuck and only had one main player to really throw to in Adam Thielen. The other offense was just inconsistent as fuck with our quarterback play being a fucking second string of, Division II quarterback who's unproven as well. So it's like, was it really our defense that did some shit, or was it their offense being really bad? Right? I can't really give so much credit to our defense because their offense is really shitty. I can't do that.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, that's in the back of your mind. But, I mean, you do still got to give credit for the defense because they did put pressure on Bryce Young. I mean, whether we like it or not, Montez Sweet, I think, finished with, 8 quarterback pressures?
8 pressures.
12?
I think it was 8. I think it was 8 total, solo pressures that he actually put on.
So it could have been solo pressures.
Yeah, which was the most that we've had since Robert Quinn was on the team. But my thing is, we still ain't get no goddamn turnovers. You gonna fucking tell me that we don't get no turnovers on a rookie, unproven quarterback who obviously has some upside in Bryce Young, but we should have been having him cough that fucking ball. And
I'm not mistaken, we had 3 dropped interceptions in this game.
No, we had 1 drop. One
was the Sanborn one.
The other one.
Oh, come on.
I know one of them, Kyler Gordon, could have easily had it intercepted, but him and Jalen Johnson ran into each other.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about Stevenson's because he never turned around.
He never turned around. Yeah. Listen, how many times do this goddamn secondary play with their fucking backs turned? Do you know how many interceptions we would have if they could just simply turn the fuck around and look up? Like, the great corners know how to keep their peripheral eye on their receiver and the other eye on the goddamn quarterback. Because you know where the fuck he's going. You can anticipate where he's going to run his route and where the quarterback's going to throw. Why the fuck are we not doing that or practicing that why are we not telling these guys to practice this in practice? It's ridiculous, man. And
we got Jalen Johnson wondering why he's not getting interceptions.
Oh, Frank, watch this.
There's a reason why.
Listen to me. I'm glad you brought that up. Because guess what's happening right now with Jalen Johnson ass? You talk so much shit, son. I love his confidence, but I think it's very terribly misguided. So guess what's about to happen now? You put this big ass target on yourself, Jalen Johnson.
Yeah.
Now, every fucking play I see you on that field where you're not making a play. Okay, let me write that shit down.
Spotlight.
Yeah,
Really?
that's 100% true.
Oh, listen, I'm gonna hold your ass to every fucking thing you said. And rightfully so, because you sat up here not only saying you were the best corner in the league, you said it's based on them not throwing you the ball. Well, if I'm an offensive coordinator to scheme up a plan to play against the Bears, I see Tyreek Stevenson as a goddamn rookie, unproven corner over there. Why the fuck would I not throw it over here in his direction? I'm going to take advantage of that goddamn matchup every time. But that's not to say that you're being disrespected or respected, because you ain't Darrelle Revis. You ain't Richard Sherman. You ain't Jalen Ramsey. You ain't none of those kind of guys, because they got picks. And the only way as a corner you can get that goddamn gold jacket when you claiming you're the best corner in the league is interceptions. That's what got these fucking corners these goddamn Hall of Fame nods.
Yeah.
You're not nowhere near the best or
even
one
if
of the best.
Deflections or something, hands on the ball or something.
Frank, I don't want no more goddamn pass breakups.
Right.
I need picks, man. Yeah. That's how you get your money off them picks.
Here's the thing. If you go back into the history, very few DBs have shut down their side of the field. The last one of note, you said Revis. That was an island for about 3 years.
Yep.
Dion did it for a career.
He did. Yep. I would also say, to a lesser degree, one of my favorite corners was Chuck Woodson.
I was say
Chuck, man.
Charles Woodson.
Chuck
was right behind.
I fucking love Chuck, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing about that, the reason why I brought that up is because you said something about no more pass breakups, interceptions, turnovers, takeaways. I'm sorry, is what gets you paid,
and it's what gets you that gold jacket.
It got so bad that even though they didn't throw the Dion side purposely, when they had to, he still got the pick.
Still got it.
And that's where we need, and I'm not even saying like his 3 picks 2 this year. I'm not even saying like, dude, you've had some injuries. You're in and out the lineup. Then last year you were doing great against Devontae Adams. Then Getsy took you out, and then Devontae Adams went crazy. I'm not saying that we don't have value.
I'm not saying it either. I'm not saying
Jalen Johnson, because hey, a pass breakup on third down,
it's still huge. It's still practically a turnover.
I love it.
It's good, but only if it's not a critical third down. Like if they're going on fourth down, you just gave them another goddamn shot to go for it on fourth down.
Well, how about this? In a game like that, you needed that turnover to stop giving them life, because Pinheiro normally hits a 54-yard.
He do. We know
he
who
wasn't
Eddie
even
Money
close,
is.
man.
We call him Eddie Money for a reason. We had him for a couple years. We love Pinheiro.
He had a 56-yarder versus the Colts that won the game.
Yeah, but it's like we knew based on his leg strength. Obviously, he's not quite there like Santos is. And Santos, it almost pissed me off because we got a goddamn false start call. I think that was fucking.
Oh my god!
Who was that? Lucas Patrick's stupid ass again. It might have been him. Who
cost
us 5 more goddamn yards, 10 more yards back. And I was like, we finna fucking miss this field goal. But Santos was money. Hey. But my thing is with Jalen Johnson, though, oh no, man. Every nuke and fucking cranny on every down. Now, I'm on your ass now, because you sat up here and you was just arrogantly. I have yet to ever have heard Jalen Johnson talk this much about anything. Because even when he was getting his ass creamed last year in some of these games, he went at the goddamn podium at the press conference talking this much.
Very few interviews, if I remember correctly.
So now you talking because it's money time now, and now you saying, well, shit, ain't nobody throwing the ball to me or my direction, so that tell you I'm the best corner. You the best corner? Okay, all right. Listen, I love Jalen Johnson. I think he's a good corner. I would like to keep Jalen, but you talking about anywhere within the upwards of 18, 19, between 15 to 19, you're not fucking getting that. You don't get no goddamn $19 million a year with 3 interceptions in 4 seasons.
Now, 2 of them were in one game.
Your math ain't mathing, man. That math ain't. I can't solve the equation if the goddamn variables ain't there.
Let me stop you right there, because now we're talking money. If the value upon
who had the false start.
If the value upon return is based on production, how do you not franchise Jalen Johnson?
I mean, there's a possibility to do that. I
guess
guess
it really-
if you want to
I
keep
guess it
him,
really comes down to what you're going to be seeing in the draft.
if you want to
these are
keep
pretty good corners. Listen, he's not irreplaceable. Let's be real about that. I'm
Not
not saying I
saying at all.
want to replace him because I do like Jalen, but he just ain't. Listen, you ain't one of them. Okay,
He isn't-
I need you to dial that back.
He isn't a
man.
Jalen Ramsey. Like
So
you said.
That interview said so much to me about him. I'm just like, really?
It did.
This is how you feel? Okay,
But-
all right. I'm paying even more attention to you than I'm paying to anybody else now because
Absolutely.
you just did that to yourself.
Absolutely, but you have to go back and look at this too. If you get a franchise tag, you get the average of the top 5 salaries. We already know
Which
it's
he's
2
gonna get
dudes
more,
in that 18 and 19 range. Two. Now, when you start to even out, shoot, we got a 14 at the bottom is your base. We got two 15s and a 16. He's slated to make some good change.
Well,
As
I
a
think
franchise,
the franchise tag, I think it was like 16 and a half or 16, something like that.
It's close to
it's the-
17. I know that,
it's
and
the-
that's
that's what I'm
I
saying.
heard is
So,
what he wanted was
it's
17.
the average of the top 5 salaries.
Yeah.
So if that average, let me ask you this. If that average comes out to be 15, 16, the first thing I can say is this. You're on a prove-it deal from the Bears. If your agent can't get you any more money, they might say, you know what? We'll franchise tag you, and if somebody meets or beats the offer, we get compensation for you.
Yeah. So it has to be that I forget the
You
name
have
of
to
the
do that.
franchise tag. It's
absolutely.
it's a complimentary franchise tag or something like that. I forget the damn name, the term of it, but yeah, it would have to be
Right, not the regular franchise.
Not a regular franchise tag, but
Correct.
it has to be that franchise tag to where the conditions are. If someone matches what we're offering, then you're gonna take our offer, right? So, but
if you don't take our offer, you take the other team's offer, we get compensation for it.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It's compensation franchise.
And that's
it's
what
the point to
saying.
that though. Even when he requested a trade, no one was willing to give a second round pick for him or a first round. So what does that tell you?
Nobody was willing to pay him what he was asking.
You're not valued as high as you think of yourself.
We went too high. That's our fault because for one, he's a second round pick originally.
Yeah, from
you were
Utah.
never going to get a first round pick for him.
No, but he'd even work for a second round pick now. So it's like
if
San Francisco is in a desperate situation because they goddamn secondary is getting picked apart back there. So I would have thought they would try to make an offer to potentially trade for him, but they was like, that's a second round pick. Nah.
Well, I mean,
he ain't that good.
It also came out the fact that he wanted guaranteed money too. Fully guaranteed money. You're not going to get fully guaranteed money.
That's what it's called, transition tag.
Transition tag. That's
what I tell you, 15. I said 15, right? Look.
Yeah.
The franchise tag.
I'm going to be real with you. I'm looking at between 12 and 13 million.
I was saying like 13, 14 was the most, and it's not going to be fully guaranteed.
14 would be the most I would pay him.
Yeah.
Because he's within that 11 to 15th ranked corner to me. Now, statistically, they showing that he could potentially make the Pro Bowl or All Pro list, but that's I don't go off that list because first off, it's too goddamn early to say that. Secondly, he only got but 2 goddamn interceptions. The most interceptions someone has, I believe, is like 5 or 6 already, and this has been 10 games. You got 2 picks in 1 game and then nothing else the rest of the fucking season,
and 3 in his whole career.
3 in your whole career. Your math ain't mathing, man. Come on, man.
But again, remember this, fellas. You are looking at the epitome of what have you done for me lately. He can say
that lately was 3 weeks ago.
And that's it. That's it. But the reason somebody said the Eagles, Niners, Cowboys, Bills all pulled out and settled on Rasul Douglas, that's fine. But if you remember, we ain't doing business with the 49ers because they fleeced us on the Mitch Trubisky deal. So he wasn't never going there. So I don't even know why that team name was brought up.
Well, hold on. I'm glad you said that, JB, because Ryan Pace's stupid ass was bamboozled out of that pick by a motherfucker who had no experience in the goddamn front office in John Lynch. And you let John Lynch, who had just came out the goddamn commentary booth, fool you like that. And you've had experience being a GM. You are a damn moron. You deserve to get hoodwinked for that shit. That was fucking stupid. You know, goddamn well, San Francisco went for to go out to goddamn Mr. Trubisky.
No.
Any fucking body would have said. Stevie Wonder saw that shit. Come on, man. That was fucking.
All I know is when that trade actually happened, no way in my mind I thought it was going to be Mr. Trubisky. I thought they did that for a Deshaun Watson or
I was almost certain
Holmes or something like that.
Wait,
I was willing to bet this money.
Put this up, y'all. Frank, put this up from our network. That was 2023. So you're telling me right now, if we franchise, general franchise, he's making 19. How? Who's the top? Give me the top 5. Somebody look
there are two over. I think there are two that are $21 million.
Who is it?
Who is it? Like Quandre Diggs and Jalen Ramsey or somebody like that?
Ramsey.
Let me look it up.
I think CJ Jackson. I think Derwin
CJ
James.
Jackson from the Chargers that went back to.
All right, so Packers. Jareer Alexander is 21. Denzel Ward is 20, and Jalen Ramsey is 20. And then you got Marlon Humphrey at 19.5, and then Lattimore at 19.4. God damn.
Thanks,
Marshawn Lattimore is worth that money, though.
Yes. Honestly, almost all of them are kind of worth that money.
Yeah.
They get
and Jalen ain't, listen, dog, all the names you just listed, you ain't one of them. You ain't nowhere near any of them. Hell, you're not even Stephon Gilmore. You're not even fucking Marcus Peters.
You're
not even that. You are a good corner. You are not great. Not yet. I ain't seen greatness out of you yet.
This is the thing with Jalen too. And I'm not going to attack Jalen on the turnover type thing because we haven't really had quarterback pressure consistently since he has been a corner, and that's where you get your bread in those picks a lot of times. But there are numerous times, like how you brought up, where if he would turn around, it's almost an easy pick because he is very good in coverage. I will give him that. He is very good in coverage. He is tight on that wide receiver on so many occasions. But
fellas, listen to what we're saying right now. The man is complaining about not having his contract extended. The man is complaining about wanting his money. If we franchise him,
we're paying way more than we give.
Pay way more for a 1 year rental. 19 years.
Take that back. We may transition tag him. We may not franchise him.
Yeah. I figured the transition tag was like 16. So that's the person that posted. Yeah, it was about around 16 mil for transitional tag, which I would agree with that because now we wouldn't lose him for nothing. We would actually we'll gain something from the other team, making an offer on him or whatever, in exchange for a draft pick or some shit like that. But I want to preface my comments by saying I like him, but I don't love them comments, man. I didn't love nothing he said. Because I'm like, dude, do you see our fucking record right now? Do it look like you're in any position to be making some goddamn demands like that, knowing that your play in the game is not impacting our win-loss column?
It's not. But go back to what Sam said.
Which one?
The Roquan one. But see, that's different. Roquan Smith complained, got traded and paid. Now he's throwing shade at us. That's a little different because Roquan's production was way more than
absolutely. Roquan has been one of the most consistent, one of the best linebackers in the league since he got into the goddamn. He's griping. I don't understand personally. I didn't understand why he was even still being asked a fucking question about us. It's like me and the guys in our group chat were talking about this shit. Like it's like you bickering over an old girlfriend. Hell, you got a new one. She pretty too. Like, actually, she's finer. What the fuck you worry about the last girlfriend for?
That's the media.
I'm like, listen.
Yeah, that is. Media destroys everything nowadays.
Controversy sells.
True, but he was telling his truth, so I can't be completely upset at him for saying, hey, listen, we weren't going anywhere. We were losing a lot, and I'm glad. And I know he was taking a dig at the front office, more specifically George, but he was just saying, well, listen, I'm going to franchise. Well, the only thing I didn't like about what he said was the whole tradition bullshit. I said, you dumb bastard, the goddamn Ravens ain't been around that goddamn long. Like, they ain't been around that long for you to simply say they have a better tradition than the fucking Bears. We are the fucking tradition. We are the history of this fucking league.
especially the linebacker tradition. I'm sorry, they had Ray Lewis, but I mean, other than that,
that's it.
I don't know too many.
We have so many linebackers. At one point in time, we had 3 of the greatest linebackers on the same fucking team at the same time with Otis Wilson, with Wilbur Marshall, with fucking Mike Singletary. Are you fucking shitting me?
But that's before, because that Ravens
that's tradition. That's heritage.
But hear me out. Playing devil's advocate here. That Baltimore Ravens is still the old Cleveland Browns.
True. They were Baltimore Colts before that. So
the Baltimore,
no. The Baltimore Colts turned into the Indianapolis Colts.
Right.
The Baltimore Ravens.
So Baltimore had a team for a long ass time before it was,
but the Ravens are actually the Browns, the Bernie Kosar Browns, Jim Brown Browns. That's what he means by like the tradition. And I'm not talking about Terrell Suggs, Peter Bowill, and nothing like that. I'm just talking about in the last the new modern age of football, the Ravens are the defensive standard. It's not us. Remember, the Ravens won a Super Bowl where they gave up the least points in NFL history. They went 5 or 6 games, if I'm not mistaken, without an offensive touchdown with Trent Dilfer as their quarterback. Remember, they went between Tony Banks and Trent Dilfer.
Think about this, JB, even our 85 Bears, because, I mean, oftentimes I get into the mix of these debates about who's the greatest team ever. Ain't no fucking way you're going to tell me. Listen, as great as that 01 Ravens team was, they wasn't fucking better than 85, man. Do you know how fucking cerebral 85 was? Every fucking week, JB, somebody was getting called off their goddamn field. Somebody was leaving the field on a stretcher. Okay? People were getting killed out there.
If we could ever zoom in, that picture is an autographed picture of Mike Singletary himself. I'm with you on the 85 Bears.
Singletary taught Ray Lewis because he was the goddamn linebacker coach for that Ravens team.
Yes, he was. See, now you see where I'm going. So the tradition is rich with the Ravens right now, which is why I say Roquan can passionately and intelligently speak on both sides, because he's been with the 2 franchises where they've had the 2 most dominant defenses in NFL history.
True, but I felt like it was misdirected and it was badly timed because of the fact
a lot of it was just basically.
Yeah, basically it was, because now one thing I will say that I can give kudos to him for is that Ray Lewis come in and talk to him, coach him up, mentor him and shit like that. We have our former linebackers coming in, at least from my understanding, I don't remember that. But they weren't coming in coaching him and like talking to him, trying to mentor him and try to galvanize.
We had one, and if nobody guesses, I'll tell you in a minute. We had one guy.
I believe Buckus did.
No, one guy that actually came back that coached and gave us any input from that team. That's when Ron Rivera was.
Ron Rivera, yeah, I was just about to say that. Yep, Ron Rivera. Yep,
that's it.
Yeah. Now, I don't like the fact that we don't allow our.
Keith Van Horn said that when we had him on. Like, they did not call anybody.
I don't understand that, man. Why the fuck would they not do that?
I'm gonna go back to some misses, because since we on this rabbit hole, we're gonna go dig a little deeper. When you talk about situations where we had chances to follow the trend of what we did here in Chicago, and then you gave up too soon. Man, we had people like Alonzo Spellman who could scratch his knees standing up. There's no way when he started to struggle that I wouldn't have called Richard Dent to come in here and help coach this guy up.
Now you saying some shit now, Jay.
We running a 4-3. We draft a middle linebacker. Y'all remember John Bostic from Florida?
I loved Bostic, man.
I didn't love Bostic. Bostic was not that good.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Coming out of Florida, Bostic was the guy.
Yeah,
he was a big hitter, and that's what I liked about
him. In Florida, yeah, he was. But I mean, he wasn't that good for us.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me when we get Bostic, you don't bring in Singletary? Hell, I'll even do after Singletary. You don't bring in Brian Cox. You don't bring in
that point, I do agree.
You see where I'm going.
Veteran leadership, like a former veteran players who once in that same position, coming in to coach him up and mentor him and shit like
Thank
that.
you.
That probably would have helped. I do think that. I mean, it couldn't
you
hurt.
could bring up
I don't think
Jalen
it could've
Johnson.
hurt.
Wouldn't it have been nice when we got Jalen Johnson? You brought in a Peanut Tillman to come and
Well,
work with him.
well, Peanut is probably the most recent and most consistent player that's around this team.
But
I've
not
seen
really
him. I've seen him a lot of times
training
during mini camp and training camp where he's talking to the team and he had the facilities and
Let me
shit
tell
like
you
that.
something.
But I don't see nobody else.
I'm gonna say 5 names. You tell me if Jalen Johnson is better than any of them.
All
You
right.
name one of them. Peanut Tillman, yes or no?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Donnell Wolford.
Tillman is on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Donnell Wolford, yes or no?
No,
No.
no,
No. Lemuel Stinson, yes or no?
no.
No. Leslie Frazier, yes or no?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Leslie Frazier was a fucking
Hey,
beast.
player or coach, right?
Yeah. Leslie Frazier was a fucking beast, man. But no, I'm thinking though, like, well, when you think about all the former players that we oftentimes do see them at the games, and sometimes they show them at practices, they haven't been consistent with letting a lot of our former players come into the facilities to talk to guys who are in these positions, right? And I'm like, why the fuck is that? Why are you all not doing that? Because
Wait, why is that?
why the fuck why would I not want to hear from Mike Singletary? If I'm a linebacker, I want to hear from this man how he scared the living shit out of people just by staring at them and talking shit before the goddamn quarterback hiked the ball. Man, listen, man. JB, if I was that quarterback looking at him, I would have peed on my damn self. I'm like, nah, fuck this ball. I ain't finna hike this shit. He finna do something.
It's like that one dude from the program, man, talking all that shit. Like,
no, it's kind of like Mike Tyson when he told you gonna eat your kids. I'm like, you know what? Listen, you keep that goddamn $20 million. It ain't even worth me fighting this dude. I'm not finna. He talking about bending me over and eating my kids.
But you see, that's
$10 million ain't enough for me to take that kind of.
But that's my point where I say he, as in Roquan, is talking about their tradition where those people do come back and give. Ozzie Newsome comes down and talks to Todd Heap, talks to Mark Andrews. Yep. That's what I'm saying. The tradition.
Ed Reed comes back. Terrell Suggs come back.
There you go.
These guys do be around the team.
And God rest his soul. People love Tony Siragusa.
Yeah, they did.
Loved Goose.
They just love being around him, man. It was his personality just gravitated.
And just infectious. Goose wasn't nothing but a refrigerator Perry. That's what Goose was.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we get a bum rap because
look at this guy saying we're dogging JJ. Nobody's dogging JJ.
Listen.
Nobody's dogging JJ.
No one's dogging him.
We all said JJ is a damn good player. He's
a good corner, but he needs to humble himself because he hasn't shown enough to be talking this much shit, and he has never talked shit like this. I'm talking about shit. He can open up his own goddamn bank right now, JB. The kind of shit he talking, I'm just like, where was all this shit? The first 3 years your ass was here, not doing nothing.
You're gonna talk shit like this, you better back it the fuck up.
Listen, Frank, every down, Frank, I'm telling you, y'all gonna think I am coming down on him because I'm like, no, I'm gonna make him fucking eat every fucking word that he uttered. You said this. Remember, I'm not in the business of insinuating what the fuck somebody tried to say. I'm taking you for your word, and I'm taking it for face value. You said you were the best corner. All right, let me write this shit down. On this
Chicago.
Okay, show me
that's
that
called
shit.
Accountability.
Yeah,
that's what the fuck it is.
That's something our coach is supposed to harp on too. It's like
absolutely. Listen, we leave the shit talking to motherfuckers like the damn clown boys who always talking about what individual stats they gonna accomplish instead of fucking winning some goddamn games and winning Super Bowls. They we gonna be this, we gonna do that. Man, if y'all just shut the fuck up and just play ball, maybe y'all be off to something.
Let me ask y'all.
I don't like all that talking shit, man. I didn't like
I'm not mad at the talking. I'm mad at the timing of the talking.
Absolutely. I'll give you that.
Now, here's the thing.
You got to know what you got to read the room, man. You got to know how to read the room.
See, you must be like what Mike say.
Yeah,
because when you read that room, you can't say that because now there's extra turmoil that you're bringing to a situation that was already tumultuous. You cannot do that.
JB, do you know the rest of these goddamn receivers that we got on this goddamn 7-game stretch left in a year?
What?
Oh, they looking. Oh, you said what? Oh, okay. So let's look down the list. How many how many elite receivers we got next to go up?
Hey,
so,
Hey,
Frank,
I was just going to bring that up, JV. Me and JB were talking about this earlier before you got on here, and this is where we gave praise for one individual where if we did lose Jalen, I would love to see Kyler Gordon back on the outside.
Yeah, I heard you all talking about that.
For St. Brown.
Kyler has been playing better. I love what I saw out of him, especially in helping out in the run game. He was getting tackled losses.
He was dominating coverage too.
Yeah, he was. I just wish he would have turned around and got a damn pick too, though.
Nope.
That was Chuba Hubbard, I think, right? He shot.
Yeah, he shot right through that line, and it was damn near close to a safety. I was just like, damn, he was like right there.
What we were talking about though, with St. Brown's coming into town, and St. Brown has killed us since he's come into this league. I would, and me and JB both agreed with this. I would rather have Kyler Gordon on him at all times over any other corner that we have.
So let me ask you a
the
question.
Athleticism that Kyler has, he'd be able to stick with him.
Let me ask you this question, Frank. You brought up a very interesting point about that, because I remember listening to the defensive consultant, because the question was asked, if Jalen Johnson is the number one corner on this team, why is he not following and shadowing the number one receiver on the team? And he actually had a very eloquent fucking response. I was gonna take him back at how detailed of a response he had. I was like, okay, you know what, I can respect that. So obviously the scheme that we're playing then, if we have one goddamn man playing man to man while everybody's is in zone coverage, then that's gonna obviously point out to the goddamn offense and to the quarterback, hey, he's in man coverage. Everybody else is in zone. Like, we want to make that so obvious that the goddamn quarterback is taking advantage of that shit because he see the number one corner is playing our number one receiver. But when we're in man, I do want to fucking see Jalen Johnson playing against the best fucking receivers all the time. Because you said, and throw the ball your direction, that number one receiver, give me that motherfucking ball, man. I don't give a fuck who he think he is. Give me that ball. And I guarantee you, that ball going to get thrown. Now, I think his idea of them not throwing him the ball is a sign of respect. Think about this. Again, bringing up the other corners that they don't throw to.
To a degree, it is. To a degree.
To a certain degree. But I do think that I think he thinks too highly of that regard. I think he thinks that, okay, they respect me enough to know I'll pick it off. No, they don't want the pass to be broken up. That's what the fuck they worried about. They're not worried about a pick because you won't turn your goddamn head around to even look where the fuck the ball is being thrown to catch an interception. And you need to be doing that. He can have about 5 or 6 picks this year had he just simply turned the fuck around.
After missing 2 games too, right? Like,
not to mention you missing games, man. See, This is what I'm saying. You can't be. Listen, I love confidence, but you can't be bloviated about yourself and talking that much shit to where your production does not equate to what your shit talking just did. In this one interview, you have put such a big target on your goddamn self. You're gonna be thinking people are intentionally gunning after you now. Because that's what's going to happen.
Well, you kind of have to, don't you?
I want to go to something with the comments right now because I really wish Foulmouth was on here so we can go to town on him.
I don't like one of the comments he just made.
He's still going. This one right here. Outside is no joke. I agree 100%. But let's not forget, Kyler did play 3 games on the outside last year when we had injuries, shut down all 3 of the number 1 receivers, including Stephon Diggs. And he can play outside, especially he
comes from playing outside.
Somebody can give me a stat on this, but Kyler Gordon, I know this is college. Everybody's going to come at me because it's college, but I don't care. His junior and senior year on the outside, he never gave up a touchdown. Sophomore and junior year, he gave up 1.
That is true. I mean, he came from Washington.
He can
obviously,
cover the outside.
Listen. Not to fight against your argument, but I always make a comment about
and then at the same time, just the
Pac-12 don't play no goddamn body, but other Pac-12 teams. They're not coming outside that conference and doing shit with nobody else.
Like this is, and I want your guys' opinion on this comment right now. You put JJ shadowing St. Brown. I'm sorry, I think St. Brown's going to light Jalen up because of the speed.
Watch this.
He is quicker than Jalen is off the line. Yeah,
watch this. I'm going to go back to something you just said. Pac-12 don't beat nobody, don't play nobody but the Pac-12, right?
He's way better than JJ, by the way, Foul.
But the one thing
JJ's also from Pac-12 too. So.
But the one thing you're forgetting, all the Pac-12 does is throw the ball over the yard.
That's all for they do. Like, they don't play no defense out there.
So
Jalen
at Utah did his thing, whatever. But Kyler at Washington was going against massive passing attacks and was holding more than his own.
I agree. Played against Oregon, played against Arizona, played against Utah. Yeah,
Come on now.
USC.
I mean,
USC, obviously. But yeah, and I always bring up the fact that when they step outside that conference, though, they get their ass embarrassed.
That's
the
a
Pac-12
team deal. I'm just talking about Kyler Gordon.
But just Kyler Gordon
on the outside.
He definitely held his own in college.
Doing.
Yeah, I went back.
I wouldn't sleep on Kyler Gordon on the outside. I would not. And I think Matt Eberflus and them did him a disservice by saying, you're only our slot. I think they're looking at him like, we know that slot is a deficiency for him.
I think he is our best slot on the team. There's no question.
Because remember, time out. Remember, fellas, what year is this for Kyler Gordon?
This is the second year.
I think it's only 2.
It's the second year. Yeah. And think about this.
Who was our starting left cornerback aside Jalen Johnson?
Oh, fuck that little bastard.
Kendall Vildor.
There he is.
He was a bomb. Boy,
you can't tell me.
Man.
You can't tell me.
I couldn't wait to get that.
That you shouldn't have put Gordon to the outside. Let him work both. Let him learn all the positions.
Yeah.
But you putting Kendall Vildor out there to get smoked, man? Come on, stop.
And Vildor was getting his ass chewed alive every time. I mean, he's just terrible. I'm like,
Chicago, talk to me about that. You seen what I
seen, man.
You seen what I seen. Eberflus, you messed up, boy. You messed up.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Now, I'm not saying that Kyler's not being a dynamo because he's able to shoot that gap, helping on the blitz, doing those other things, TFLs. But I'm not going to sleep on him shutting down the side. I'm not going to sleep on him shutting down a promising receiver because guess who's coming to town? Jahmyr Gibbs. David Montgomery going to tell you all the plays.
Montgomery is
He's going to tell you all the plays.
Fucking vengeance, JB. Yep. He is out to have a career.
Oh, wait, I didn't even finish. That was just 2 running backs.
Yeah.
You got Amon-Ra.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jameson Williams. Remember him? Woo.
And you know what? Quiet as kept. I think Josh Reynolds is still playing out.
You got Josh Reynolds on here.
He can stretch the field. And that's somebody who you have to be very mindful of, too. My thing is, even in this Detroit game, so mind you, this secondary hasn't played every fucking game this year together. So
no.
That because they've been banged up, been a lot of injuries with Jackson, with Brisker, fucking getting hurt damn near every game and coming out.
No, remember Brisker had he was sick and then he had a concussion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's been in and out a lot. My only thing about both Gordon and Brisker, they over celebrate shit too fucking much for me. I need them to stop fucking doing that.
We said that already, Chris.
With 3-7, my guy, ain't no goddamn time to be putting a seatbelt on or fucking dancing and shit. Like you just helped that goddamn receiver drop the ball. You want
to get hyped and everything like that. I'm fine with that. But the celebration,
give me the pick, and then you do that shit.
A pick, absolutely. A sack, absolutely. Go for it. Something that is a game-changing thing, absolutely. If you make a tackle 50 yards down the field and you celebrate, I don't fucking care.
No, they celebrate the damn receiver dropping the ball. Not that they did anything to make the receiver drop the ball, but they sitting up here over celebrating the receiver drop the ball, and they be like, "Yeah, you over here taunting the goddamn receiver." When he burn your ass this next play, you won't say shit else.
I hate that.
Stop doing that shit. We are in no celebratory mood right now, being no fucking 3-7.
Hey, Foul.
No,
Foul's just talking shit on the chat instead of talking shit on the thing now.
Are we really gonna bring up 40 times? Because I can bring
Nobody
up
gives a rat's ass about somebody's 40 times. That's not NFL speed.
Hey, listen,
a lot of people
40 times. That ain't got shit to do with the price of tomatoes in Mexico. What the fuck is that?
I was gonna say the price of tea in China. I like that in you.
So I want to throw this out there because I'm going to give kudos because I just had somebody send me a message that shows the breakdown of the $17 million cornerbacks. Every single one of them has at least 5 more turnovers than Jalen Johnson.
Easy, man.
At least 5 more.
This year.
One of them.
This year.
Yes.
And wait, Trayvon Diggs was another person who got his money too, didn't he?
Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard has 7 more than he.
Xavier Howard definitely better. What's the other kid?
Turnovers get you paid when you're a corner, guys. I'm sorry. It's what it does.
Oh, he's hurt. Buffalo. Tre'Davious White.
Yeah. He is hurt, but he's still a solid ass premier corner in this game too. Like, dude, I need you to dial that shit back. I like your confidence, but we didn't hear you doing this much chirping before the contract year. So now you doing all this shit talking, and then even after he won the game, he in the goddamn locker room with a clean ass suit on. He's like, yeah, man, we got a chance to get the win. It was a tough win, but we did what we needed to do to go out there and execute our plays. Okay, you said we execute our plays. Where the fuck is my pick? Where's my interception? Okay.
What impact did you have on the game?
No interception? Oh, you didn't do nothing to stop Adam Thielen? All right.
This is one impact. This is one thing I will give Jalen. He is a top 3 coverage corner in the NFL. He is.
I agree.
I understand that. And that's
top
great.
5. I'm gonna say 5.
He is actually top 3.
No, it's by
he's
numbers.
listed as top 3 in his career.
That's why he's a Pro Bowl nod right now, because he literally does take away windows. Like he's like, when I tell you, he does. He is.
Yeah.
It's just you would like to see some more interceptions mixed in with that.
And I know this is the thing: pass rushing, getting to a quarterback, making him throw away, stare down stuff, get uncomfortable. That gives turnover. So I'm gonna give. But
there are some other corners that don't have a consistent premier fucking pass rush get to the damn quarterback, and they still getting picks. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, a lot of them are in Seattle.
It ain't just like the kid Witherspoon,
Quandre Diggs
too. It's like, come on, like they're not consistently getting to the quarterback like that and still fucking getting goddamn results and getting interceptions. So I want to sit up here and give all the goddamn cadence and kudos to the goddamn line that's putting pressure on the quarterback for them corners to get interceptions. The corners can still make plays though. Like,
no, you're not wrong there. But I mean, don't get me wrong. A coverage corner is still making plays. It's just not top tier money making plays.
True, but you don't get all pro nods by getting no goddamn pass deflections.
He wouldn't have an all pro nod right now if he didn't have those 2 interceptions and 1 brought back for a touchdown.
But that's one of them was a pick 6.
Well, that's why I just said one of them was brought back for a touchdown. Like you take that touchdown away, he's not an all pro nod right now because he doesn't have those turnovers.
But here's the caveat again, fellas. When you look at what the Bears are willing to pay for said production, can we honestly say that Ryan Poles is going to take a risk on that kid, 14 to 16? That's the range, right? Mm-hmm. Transition tag or not? Or does he feel comfortable in Kyler? Does he feel comfortable in Tariq Stevenson? Does he feel comfortable in what's my boy name? Terrell Smith? Does he feel comfortable? Oh, what's the other kid, the Jones boy?
Justin Jones.
Does he feel comfortable in those guys?
He didn't draft Jalen Johnson. Let's not forget that as well. Yeah. But and then at the same time, I don't think he drafted Justin Jones either. Justin Jones where did Justin Jones? Was he a draft pick?
No, I think he was. I think he was an undrafted corner.
So kudos to him. He's solid.
Yeah, not Justin Jones, the defensive tackle, y'all.
No, I'm talking about. Isn't it Justin Jones, the corner too?
Yeah, we have a corner and a damn defensive tackle named Justin
with the
Jones.
same name. Yes,
crazy as hell.
Yes,
but yeah, I mean, and even still, like the kid Stroman who came in and watched.
I like Greg Stroman.
He listen. He actually, I was like,
I like Josh Blackwell.
I didn't pay enough attention to Stroman until that game. I was like, well, where the fuck he been? Yeah. Like, where is this coming from? I need to see more of this kid than shit. Put him in there and sub Stevenson out sometime. Obviously, Stevenson being a rookie, he's going to go through growing pains, but at the same time,
the draft pick too.
Yeah, it is. What was he? A 3rd, 4th round pick? Yeah. So it's like, how much production are we really going to get out?
Okay. It's Jalen.
Was he
Jalen Jones? Not all right.
Jalen Jones, not Justin.
Jalen Jones. That's what it is. Corner. Yeah. So we have
hold on. Was Tyree Stevenson?
Tyree Stevenson played in Miami. He played.
No, I'm saying, was he 3rd? Because Javon Dexter.
He was a 3rd rounder.
2nd round.
Yeah, Stevenson was a 3rd rounder.
We had 2 3rd rounders. We had 2 3rd rounders.
2 3rd. Okay. Yeah. Pickens and Stevenson.
Stevenson, we avenge as a steal, and I mean he's struggling. But he's a rookie.
Yeah, it was Pickens and Stevenson. Pickens from South Carolina and
correct
from Miami.
Yeah.
But
this is the thing, Mr. Chicago. I want to ask you this because JB's still not on board with me on this. He gave a little bit of credit today, so I applaud that. Thank you, JB. Can you give a little bit of credit towards Flus and how much this defense has improved? Because it has improved, but at the same time, it has gotten healthy too.
Okay,
that's a key thing as well.
I'm going to get on this boat with you, Frank, and sail away somewhat. But I have an early stop, so now I will say this much because of the fact that this defense has drastically improved from last year.
Oh, you said drastically.
Last year, I would say.
Listen, we were dead last in every fucking thing, right? Now we're in the top tier.
We're still dead last in sacks. I don't think we are dead last in sacks. We jumped somebody after this game.
Well, we only had 3 sacks.
Moving on up.
Let's dial it back a little bit, Frank. It was only 3 sacks, okay? And we barely got those fucking sacks, if you want me to be.
Two of them were coverage sacks.
Yeah, listen, I'm not in the position or in any way giving this team so much credit that it's not warranted. I'm not going to say they don't deserve any credit at all, because 3-7 is still fucking 3-7. And I've always said the way you look losing matters more than you losing the game itself. And we've been awful. But this defense has improved. They still been having some issues with the tackling here and there. They still been we've been almost getting to the quarterback, and that almost shit is really irking me. And then we're not forcing enough turnovers. But I will say stopping the run consistently for the past few weeks. That's been a sign of improvement. Because
Thank you, Mr. Billings.
Last year, motherfuckers was just running
on person, man.
Like it was nothing. Okay. Now, obviously, we can also possibly credit that to the damn running backs that we've been playing against. I mean, Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders is okay. They decent, but they're not them guys to be fucking worried about, right? They ain't Derrick Henry. They ain't fucking Aaron Jones. They ain't fucking who else? Who am I missing? Nick Chubb or fucking CMC. They're not none of those guys. We haven't played those premier running backs yet. Austin Eckler had his fucking way. So that took away even more of the credit I could have gave them had we not let Austin Eckler have his goddamn way. This fucking dude is in the history books for having 30 touchdowns rushing and 30 receiving in his career. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, how the fuck? And what was he not? I think he was he undrafted or was he like drafted late?
He was a late round.
He was a late rounder. I was like, how the fuck did anybody pass him up? But anyway, the defense has improved. But given the fact that our measuring stick was dead ass last, I can't give them so much credit. I just can't.
And I do feel the secondary getting healthy made a huge difference on it as well. And then obviously getting Sweat in there. I mean, he may not be getting sacks. I don't care what people are saying, but he is making the quarterback uncomfortable every single snap.
Listen, I like Montez, but I need these sacks.
Oh, they're going to come. They're going to come.
I know, but I really need them. I need Jared Goff on that ground. I'm going to
call ineptitude again. If you go back a few games,
all right,
we were getting diced on the pass. We were diced on the run. We was just looking like a bunch of unknown soldiers.
That Chargers game was awful.
Go back before that. Go to the Denver game on the comeback trail. When you look at what Matt Eberflus said about the HITS principle.
Fuck that guy.
I fucking hate that damn.
Listen to me.
I hate that acronym.
Listen to me. The acronym is it's
I
not
don't even like the word no more hits.
Wait, it's not real.
Music. Shit.
It's not real.
No, it's not.
But you look at him getting rid of Kyrus Tonga, right? You didn't start seeing success in the run-stopping game until you put in a 315-pound man in Andrew Billings. Remember, he wanted a bunch of 280, 275, 290-pound guys walking around. Hey, look here, man. Get you a Keith Washington, Ted Washington, Keith Traylor type dude to get down there and help stop this run.
Ted Washington was a fucking load. He was a fucking load to fucking.
Eberflus did not want those type of players, of which Kyrus Tonga, which we had, was the reincarnation of that.
He was, and he brought that aggression on that line. So I did like Tonga. We didn't give him enough of a chance.
We never gave him a chance.
He was a rotational piece, and he wasn't consistently in the lineup. That's all we I don't like either, though.
But wait, that's all we needed him to be. That's it. But now you're starting to have a little bit of success because you put somebody who didn't fit your principle in the game. I don't care if you're 315 pounds and look like a goddamn bowling alley. Sam Adams. We talked about Tony Saragusa, Refrigerator Perry, Washington, Traylor. We talking about big Vince Wilfork.
Yeah. Tommy Harris was
Tommy
fucking problem.
That's a great segue. I want to go into.
We need some beef.
Yeah, that's a great segue that I wanted to go into after this because I want your guys' take on the draft coming up because we are looking at probably, I'm going to say, the number 1 pick again, and then probably at least 2 top 5 picks. Like Jim Miller came on and said he kind of threw us a wow. I didn't expect that. He said your number 1 pick, no matter what, should be the number 1 3 technique coming out of the draft.
He did say that.
I still think Marvin Harrison Jr. is a generational type player.
Absolutely, and I can't pass him.
But I wouldn't be against getting the best 3 technique at 5 over an offensive tackle or a defensive pass rusher because that 3 technique that's huge on what But I guess at the same time that matters if Eberflus is going to be here next year.
And that's the thing too, Frank. So you opening up another can of worms here because it's like, do we really want to fucking trust Flus and this coaching staff with another draft?
No, I
can't do it either. I can't. And listen, here's my thing, and I said this shit, and I got into a lot of arguments about this, and I'm like, fuck this, I don't care. If Poles keep Flus, you better fucking keep Justin. You better. Because if Justin Fields got to go, Flus got to go too.
I'm going to go as far as
everybody has to go.
If Fields goes,
he better fucking walk home.
Yeah.
He better. Because this jet sweep, tight end hike the ball shit on 3rd down shit, this dumbass toss play, no fucking slant route plays being called. And I'm losing my shit watching this fucking team do the same shit every fucking week. Oh, here it comes. Jet sweep. Nope. Lost it down. Lost it 5 yards. We ain't get no fucking first down that fucking play. Why are you still doing that shit, man?
Did anyone see?
It worked 2 out of 3 games. Well, it worked 2 times out of 3 games. Stop doing this shit.
Did anyone see that beautiful Odell Beckham Jr. touchdown the other day? Off of that read of a blitz and a beautiful slant 5-yard pass on the run. Use your speed, and he is gone.
I haven't seen.
Why can't we call that fucking shit, man?
Tell me if I'm wrong, JB. I haven't seen no slant plays called all fucking year.
Very few.
I maybe seen like 2 or 3, and they were effective.
Maybe I overlooked it then because I ain't seen this shit.
Well, when you watch the all 22, you may see some run it. It doesn't get
running it, but throwing them to the intended targets during those slant routes is a different story. And I don't fucking see that. And I'm trying to understand why.
And that's like, so now we're going back to the Getsy's an idiot.
He is.
I'm sorry. We got him from the pack. First of all, stop getting people from the Packer. Like,
please do. Please don't. Nobody else with that fucking green and yellow ugly ass jersey again. From that goddamn musty ass state, from that terrible ass city. I want nobody over there.
I don't want nobody from over there. Cheeseheads. No disrespect to the cheeseheads. I just don't want no more.
No, fuck that. I don't like nothing about the city, the state, the organization, the goddamn franchise. Nothing.
I don't want.
And we never said he's the best corner. We said he will be the number 1 corner if you move him to the outside and you
watch
when Getsy gets fired, he going right over to the Jets.
But I want to answer your. I want to answer your question a little bit more in depth, and then I want to bring something up. When you look at what is in front of us, right? At 3-7, there with the teams we got left, there is no playoff push. There is no 10-7, 9-8 season that we about to go through. It's not about to happen.
Nope.
So now you have to look. Luke Getsy, you might be the fall guy scapegoat type dude. You know why? Eberflus is going to have to do something to try to save his job, but Ryan Poles might have to do something to try to save his job.
Well, signing Montez Sweat was the desperation.
Well, that helps Poles' case.
Yeah, and it helps Fluce's case too.
No. It doesn't help. No. Let me stop you. It doesn't help Fluce's case.
It shouldn't.
Because Fluce is not playing him like I just got a Ferrari, but let me drive him like a Toyota Camry, just like I do the quarterback.
Yeah.
Let that man get in every play. I don't care if it is do your thing, brother.
Yeah, just go. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Sweat was one of the best. Sweat's one of the best run stoppers too.
He is, man. He is only having him in the goddamn situational football on third down.
Guess what? I don't need him in situational football. He's on the field first, second down. We put him in third and unmanageable.
Exactly. Come on, man. This shit can't be this fucking hard to understand.
It's really not.
So we do have a question in the chat from our guy Bullets.
All right.
Oh, my brother Bullets. Hey.
Best 3 technique. Who are you guys having then? Because I don't know if I'm taking the best 3 technique in a top 5 pick because I don't think any of the 3 techniques are a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
So I mean that 3 technique would be somebody you would trade back and maybe in
I can answer that because Newton's a
little undersized.
He's well, I mean, but he's
295. He's just under 300. That's
he's
not too undersized.
He's a lot stronger than you think he is, though, even with his size.
Okay,
Tommy moves pretty quickly, though.
And I do like the first rounder,
though.
Hey, Tommy was 300, y'all. Tommy was 300.
None of those guys. Yeah. Tommy was about 280.
Tommy had that burst, man.
Yeah. But watch this.
96.
To answer Bullet's question, because he does.
They're not first round picks though.
They might be later first round picks.
Yeah,
but that would be a trade back situation.
But well, maybe if we trade some shit and get a second round pick.
Yeah.
You have a couple of options. You have Jazon Newton. Don't forget about him. You talk about Leonard Taylor out of Miami. What about the kid out of Michigan, Chris Jenkins? Foul, you know where's Foul at? Foul know a little bit about Chris Jenkins.
I know too.
And that guy might be like
fan. Listen, that fucking dude is a beast, man.
Wait. I got another one. Don't forget, we watched Georgia, don't we?
Yeah,
Jalen Carter's replacement, Nas Stackhouse. Y'all ain't heard of Nas Stackhouse?
You can never.
I'm down here in Georgia. I can't help but watch Georgia games. So
I wouldn't mind getting Nas Stackhouse in the third round, right?
Yeah.
Right?
But none of them, because it's so much more talent in other areas, you're not going to find.
Did y'all forget about Mason Smith? Y'all forget about Mason Smith? He like Calais Campbell. Mason Smith like 6'6", 6'7", like
he's LSU, right?
LSU. That's what I'm saying. Like it's some guy.
That's a beast guy too.
Hey y'all.
So I mean, but again, those are late first, early second round type picks and everything.
Honestly,
I think we can get of those 5 we just named. I feel confident.
But listen, JB, I have to ask this question and counter that question because we have so many fucking holes to fill. I need.
Do we?
Listen to me. I need Borum, Whitehair. I need Lucas Patrick off this fucking team right now.
Borum's a backup. Borum is a good player.
All are, Frank. Listen, these motherfuckers can't hike the ball for shit. They're going to keep hiking it low, hiking it high, getting these quarterbacks killed by fucking hiking the ball so fucking high, consistently doing it and getting false starts. You all know the Bears' offensive line has the most false starts in the NFL. What the fuck are y'all doing? Why are y'all not fucking talking about this in practice? Why are y'all not disciplined in practice when y'all are addressing this issue? This is ridiculous, man. And it's the same 3 people every fucking time, with the exception of maybe Darnell Ryder here and there, Jenkins here and there. But it's the same 3 people consistently, though.
Whitehair is gone.
Whitehair, especially with the money that's going to be there.
Whitehair is gone because you're able to put Tevin Jenkins at left and Nate Davis at right.
Listen, JB, listen to me.
That's
call me old-fashioned.
That's $9 million. That's $9 million in cap.
That is. But call me old-fashioned, but I like my offensive linemen to play in specific positions and not rotate now all the fucking time. If you are a center, play fucking center. I need a center. I need a fucking guard.
JB, you're going to be center?
Who plays guard?
Center, JB? JB
not guard. Who plays center? No, I don't fucking need that. I need a center.
Somebody go, JB.
Who the goddamn quarterback can trust to give him the goddamn ball in a timely fashion and hike it the right fucking way.
Cedric Van Pran.
You ruined it for me.
In your
backyard. That was my second round draft pick. I would love to see
backyard.
That. Yeah. I would love to see him.
I like him. Listen,
this is the thing, though. If
he's going to be a high second round pick. He's gonna be a high second round pick.
He's gonna be a second
down.
I mean,
we ain't gonna
let's not forget we
need to get a second round pick back.
We just got rid of Kramer too, and he was supposed to be our next center coming up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything.
Kramer,
and I agree with that. But this is the thing, though. We can't say that Lucas Patrick is going to be gone because we don't have a center right now.
Go get somebody else. I can't.
Well, I mean, we'll see who's available. There's no question about that.
Fucking doing this with Lucas.
But I would love to see the Georgia guy come in and be our center. I mean, if we're going to take out our 5th pick overall and that Penn State tackle slips into the 5th, I'm not going to be mad at that shit.
The Penn State kid is pretty good.
Okay, wait. Stop. By you all saying that you want the best tackle,
we're just having conversations right now. I'm not saying we are.
Honestly, I want the best fucking center. I need a center, JB. I can't do this shit with them.
But you said, hold on.
Night foul.
You said the dude from Penn State. You talking about the Samoan Fasananu guy? That I can't say his name.
Yeah,
you talking about him, right?
He's pretty fucking good.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
What if we go get Joe Alt from Notre Dame?
That's another good one.
Like piece something together sometimes, fellas. Like
the Oregon State one, that guy might slip to like the 3rd round. He might even.
It's a guy from Iowa. It's one from Wisconsin.
Who's from Oregon State?
I'm thinking of a tackle. My mistake. I'm thinking of the tackle from Ohio State.
I'm thinking of offensive lineman too.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the tackle. Never mind.
Okay.
Listen, I'm a little leery, and people gonna tell me I'm biased. I'm just not fond of Notre Dame. They overrated as fuck.
Why you got to rip on my Notre Dame?
Listen,
but I'm not denying what you're saying.
They get way too much fucking press for me, Frank.
For a team who runs a pro style offense. Man,
in their own goddamn independent conference where they ain't fucking playing nobody.
I know.
Bring your ass back to the Big Ten where the big leaguers at. Don't give me no shit about we want to have our own money. Y'all ain't good enough to have your own goddamn conference. Your asses couldn't last in the Big Ten. That's why you fucking left. But again, I digress. I have a lot to say about Pac-12 and Notre Dame, but that's another story for another day. I will tell you this much though. Again, going back to what you said, Jim Miller had said, because I watched that episode, and I somewhat agree with it. But the Newton kid, he won't be in the 1st round. I'm almost certain of that because
I don't think he will.
It's so many talented players that's going to be in that 1st round that he's going to probably be earlier 2nd round, or even middle of the 2nd round, because there's still going to be some pretty top talent in the 2nd round as well. I just hate that we don't have a 2nd round pick. I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, as bad as this fucking team has been, y'all, I'm on the fence about even fucking trading our goddamn picks. We need both these fucking picks to just work out. Like, fuck this. I need 2 solid-ass 1st round picks on this fucking roster. I'm even in the business of trading no fucking body right now.
Let's just play devil's advocate here, and that Caleb Williams does come out. He's going to go number 1 overall. We got the number 1 pick. And I know, and I agree with everyone, I would love to have Marvin Harrison Jr., but I'm trading that number 1 pick.
Why?
Because you, like how he said, you need more. You need a haul back for that number 1 pick. But, I mean, at the same time, a little freaking guy on my shoulder is saying you can't fucking pass on Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right, and listen, Frank, I'm gonna respond to that by saying if we don't get the same or a similar haul as we got from Carolina, where it included a goddamn premier young talented receiver or a premier young talented player in general, then I don't fucking want it, because I don't just want draft picks. I need somebody. I need a veteran, something on this fucking team in exchange for that goddamn pick, because we're giving up potentially a generational talent, whoever that could be. And we can't miss out on the opportunity to actually capitalize on that.
It's very tough, man. This is a lot harder than the number 1 pick this past year.
It is. It really is.
It's a lot freaking
hard. Because we have 2 of them.
Let me add on to that, because here we go again. When you have generational talent, what we tend to do is the opposite.
Yeah.
We don't draft Randy Moss. We don't draft Devontae Kelly. We don't draft that guy.
Yeah.
Why did you do that to me?
But then when we do try to think that we did draft that guy, he turns into a bust because we're the Bears fucking.
Because we fucking listen.
I don't know.
We think we found a fucking diamond in the fucking rough, and we was a fucking penny in the goddamn dirt.
Do you want me to go through the BS starting with Shea McClellan?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, I'm about to say because I can ruin y'all night if you want me to.
I think honestly the last one
I would just pile on with that shit with fucking Adam Shaheed bum ass from Iowa. I mean, from wherever the fuck he went to. But we passed up on George fucking Kittle, who we could have fucking had, who was a Bears fan, by the way. But we could have had George Kittle instead of fucking Adam fucking Shaheed bum ass.
Hey, I like, and I know you're gonna rip on my Notre Dame, but Cole Kmet is having another great year.
To get him, hey, Chris Williams.
he's doing good.
Chris Williams.
I will give him that.
Mark Colombo. Gabe Karimi. Do you want me to keep doing this?
I mean, you're listing offensive linemen. We never do that shit.
It's a bunch of them. Shit, it ain't just all
like, I mean, we can go down the road.
You know
of all the busts that we've had.
No, let me say this.
Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes is the worst to miss.
Traditionally,
there's nothing worse.
We don't pick that guy. I give kudos to Ryan Pace for getting Darnell Wright, who was one of those guys.
He was. I do think he's going to be. I see.
No, bro.
I see potential in him. He's
one of those. He's got Lane Johnson potential. Listen to me.
I will give you that.
Wright was all right with me, but then you feel like, damn, the first chance you get to get an offensive killer, you pick Velvet Jones.
Like,
I'm Velvet Jones.
JB, you gonna make me cut this goddamn light off by going down this terrible ass memory.
All I'm saying is, I gotta give them the good with the bad because when you pick Velvet Jones, you lack what?
And damn it, you fucking put me on the spot on that again, God.
I'm just being honest.
We gotta clean this shit up.
But you got to have vision.
I think what bugs me the most though is he is really still trying to prove that Velvet Jones, that he can be something. But I will say this, and you said
not
that
by making his ass inactive and he healthy.
You said that you watched the Jim Miller. You said you watched the Jim Miller thing. Like, I mean, Jim Miller did say he's like Velus has very good potential. He can be a very good player.
He's very fast.
He can't catch a break. And I can agree
with
that.
I don't know. It's up here. I don't know what the fuck is going on up here. Something ain't clicking, man.
That's what I think it is. I think it's a lot
he gets in his own way. I don't know if he had the right coaches talking to him, mentoring him, guiding him, or whatever. But it's like, damn, son, you can't get right. God damn it. Hold the fucking ball, son.
If you not, they drafted him to try to be Deebo Samuels. If he not Deebo Samuels, which is your ceiling, at least give me Cordell Patterson as your floor.
At the very least. And to that comment about Notre Dame, my team is Michigan, and Michigan beats the dog shit out of Notre Dame.
Well, that's why I like Michigan State just because I give this to Michigan.
Yeah, Notre Dame can never.
Yeah,
but no, I saw potential because I watched Tennessee games, obviously, and I saw what he did. Yeah, I mean, he did. He was utilized a little bit in their offense, but he was a special teams guy, and he did really well, and that's what really got him the goddamn nod to be drafted by us. But you muffin goddamn punts, and you goddamn it.
Hey, he had another fumble that was called back. They said he didn't freaking have reception of it, too.
Yeah,
so
I'm just
he did have another.
God damn it, son. What are you doing, man? You fucking up every opportunity you get on the fucking mic. You over here, you choking, B Rabbit. What are you doing? I'm about to say he beat Rabbit, right? What are you doing? Come on, man. I need you to take this bitch to 8 Mile. Come on, man.
Hey. Check that. Oh my God. Somebody just brought up Sam Mustipher. Like Sam Mustipher is actually doing very well.
I couldn't believe that shit. With Baltimore. I could not fucking believe that. Because listen, how rare is it that we see
with Philly, not with Baltimore.
Listen,
but one of the best offensive lines in the NFL he was throwing.
Obviously. But we see several of our former players who wasn't doing much shit with us. They end up either not doing shit at all with other teams. You have a handful of those players that was doing something with us that's obviously still being productive with the goddamn team. The Roquans, the David Montgomerys, a few other ones. Yeah, I mean, it is because I'm not enthused. I'm not intrigued. I'm not excited when I hear Flus talk. I'm just like, oh, here his ass go again.
He's a politician, no?
He really the fuck is. He really a goddamn state senator.
He's a spin.
He is a fucking senator. And he's part of the goddamn reason we're going to potentially have a goddamn shutdown. And that's what the fuck this is. Like, I'm just like, dude, he go with that shit again. He talking that shit. Oh, yo, we're really close. Close to what exactly?
No, go back to last game. When
last game, he's like, yeah, second half, we got some tricks up our sleeve. And what tricks? The fuck you think you is? David Copperfield? You think you are fucking Houdini or some shit? This ain't no goddamn tricks game. This is football.
What's my mind freak name? Chris, the mind freak. Yeah, he ain't him either.
What the fuck? This is football. Ain't no goddamn tricks.
I go back before then when he just said, oh, Justin is doubtful, but he's not playing. So if he's doubtful, why isn't he listed as out?
Motherfucker, doubtful is that he ain't playing. Like,
wait, what?
Listen, we ain't stupid. 2 + 2 is 4, goddammit.
Oh, he's 51%.
That guy
he got a chance of playing, or don't he?
I thought Matt Nagy was bad with his interviews and shit. Where he would always be like, the tape. Well, we had a great practice the other day. We did great practice. Nobody fucking cares.
Frank, it wasn't just a great practice over here. It was like, we gotta find out the whys.
Yeah,
the whys was fucking killing me. So all this time your ass been here, we still ain't found out why. We still ain't found out why. We know the what. Yeah. We know the how. We ain't found out this goddamn why yet. Man, get your stupid ass out of here.
Let's pay a few bills before we get on to the next topic. Let's get that going.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Moore's Beer.
That was much quicker than I expected.
I thought you brought yourself in or something. I
didn't.
And
in the zone.
Well, welcome, Easy.
Thank you. Glad to be here. I got some tricks up my sleeve.
All right, let's get him out of here. Let's get him out of here now.
I hope they better than what the fuck Flus was cooking.
Oh man, tricks up for kids.
Never did.
And it ain't for fucking football either.
Yeah. So Easy, since you're a little late to the party here, give us your take on the game.
Okay, look, the Bears improved their draft pick. They won on prime time in front of the world. They beat the number 1 overall pick in the draft, and they managed to piss off America in the process by winning such a boring game. I loved it. I had a great time. Like anytime the Bears win and the rest of America is annoyed and complaining, oh, it's the worst game ever. We had to watch a bad game on Thursday night. I'm happy with that. That makes me that brings me joy. So am
I the only one who thought of this when I heard that from Easy?
You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
Yeah, basically. Listen, Easy, let me tell you something. So, because this is one stat that's now getting plastered all over the fucking internet. It's Tyson Bagent has won 2 games and Justin has won 1. If you don't get the entire fuck out of here with this, Like so him throwing for 165 yards on 33 passes, no touchdowns, no interceptions, no nothing, was him winning the game. Like I get it because quarterbacks get way too much credit for wins and they get way too much criticism for losses.
Well, no, the thing is, I think what it is I'm so used to watching backup quarterbacks who are either Caleb Haney or Jonathan Quinn or Chad Hutchinson or Craig Krenzel or Jason Campbell or I could keep going, Todd Collins, that if we actually see a backup quarterback convert a first down, we're like, oh my God, this guy's a savior.
No, the expectations are a lot.
The definition
I bet y'all money right now that y'all couldn't tell me how many quarterbacks since 1985 have the Bears started at quarterback.
I think it's 20 now.
No, it's way over 20.
20?
It's
way over 20, dude. You're like in the.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of of this millennium.
It's in the 40s.
Okay,
yeah. I thought it was in the 50s.
I thought you meant like.
Can I give you a little nostalgia? In the 84-85 season, the one loss was not on Jim McMahon. It actually was on Steve Fuller.
It was.
Jim McMahon came in mop-up time off of an injury, the fourth game of an injury. Steve Fuller kept us afloat.
Hey, and by the way, just to throw this out there, dude, I just looked it up. Chicago, you are way off, dude.
What
it is 84 quarterbacks have started for the Chicago Bears since 1985.
84?
84 quarterbacks have started since 1985. There was one season where we started 5 quarterbacks. I remember that season.
Yeah, I remember that. I said it was over 40, so I didn't necessarily say it was 40.
That sounds like a lot. That
right?
I don't know. That sounds excessive to me.
That's fucking horrible.
84 since 1985?
Since 1985. And mind you, after we won the Super Bowl that year, I remember they talked about Elway won MVP the year that Jerry Rice had 22 touchdowns. And Elway only had 19 fucking touchdowns and won MVP. I said, that is some goddamn politics for your ass. How you gonna sit up here and dare disrespect Jerry Rice like
that? Was that Denver's 13-3 season where he threw for over 4,000 yards?
Yeah, with 19 fucking touchdowns. And Jerry had 22.
Stephon Humphreys was their running back. Vesty Jackson.
There's the stat.
Clarence Say. Yeah, at the tight end.
Crazy. Make sure you get that on a short.
But easy, I had to ask just how at any point in this game against the damn Panthers, were you even enthused? Or were you excited? Did you feel something this was positive in this game throughout this fucking game? At any point?
Oh, that was Ricky.
Frank. The Bears have had 84 starting quarterbacks total, not since 85.
Oh, is that
I'm looked it up now. It's 80. It's 84.
I'm looking at it right now. It says 84 quarterbacks have started at least one game.
One game for the Chicago Bears of the National Football League. Period. Not since
period. I was just like, yeah.
I searched 85.
They showed it. They said it was like over 40 since 1985.
Yeah, you might be right
45. Yeah. So if you want to, Tom, Zach, McMahon, Fuller, Flutie.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Craig fucking Krenzel.
Tom Willis.
Moses Moreno.
Shane Matthews.
Steve Walsh.
Eric Kramer.
Peter Tom Willis.
Don't you fucking
Kramer's pretty cool. I talked to Kramer. He's a good guy.
I like Kramer.
Yeah, we've had Kramer on the show before.
Listen, my very first Bears game that I ever went to at Soldier Field was against the Lions, and Eric Kramer was the quarterback. And we won that game.
The Lions, sure.
We won that game.
Oh, wait. He was quarterback for the Bears at the time or the Lions?
No, he was quarterback of the Bears.
Oh, right. Nice.
And we actually won that game.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
But I guess the point I was trying to make, though, was just that Bagent is better than Jonathan Quinn or Todd Collins. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's –
If that's the measuring stick.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad measuring stick right there.
I know.
Listen, man.
Like
this is a dry erasing marker.
I'm with you.
This is the measuring stick.
But this is the thing. Hey, Jim Miller did come out on last show and said Bagent probably is the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
That I don't even buy that.
I don't think he said that.
Yeah, he said something like that. He said I think he said a top 3.
I would disagree with that because Josh Dobbs, Minshew,
This was before Dobbs became Dobbs too, I think.
Dobbs was always Dobbs.
He's been that. He was that with Pittsburgh. He was there.
Yeah, he was pretty solid.
Tennessee in the playoffs.
Yeah. Tennessee too.
Give me Minshew over.
I can name 5 backups that's better than Bajan. And that's not slighting Bajan, but it's like you do realize Bajan hasn't thrown a touchdown to a receiver in any of these 4 games. Do y'all know that? Did y'all fucking know that?
I mean, Mooney dropped one in the end zone. DJ Moore dropped one in the end zone. DJ Moore dropped 2 in the end zone, if I'm not mistaken.
He has, I believe, he has 2 touchdowns to running backs and touchdowns to tight ends.
No, look, right? I told JB last week off air. I think that he's Taylor Heineke at best.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke is a better backup.
Well, yeah,
I'm thinking y'all are forgetting the best Bears backup ever.
Josh McCown.
Josh McCown, bro. Why are we having this conversation?
Yeah. Well, because he's the best quarterback the Bears have ever had.
Oh, God, there he goes.
Listen again, the measurement stick. We are so fucked at the quarterback position. I mean, the measuring stick that we have right now. This is our damn benchmark right here. Josh McCown is our benchmark. Boy, I mean, shit. We are fucked 6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah.
Josh McCown pretty goddamn good.
He was good.
No, the 2013 Josh McCown.
Not as a starter.
Give me 2013 Josh McCown over anyone. Except maybe Sid Luckman.
Listen, I need people to stop using that as an example, too.
I ain't never
seen Luckman play when
because he's Jewish.
Yeah, he's the only Jewish.
Get out of here with that. That has nothing to do with that. He played against fuckers who were playing in polo shirts and Docker pants. Come on, man. They got off work and played football.
He was in polo shirts and Docker pants too, though.
Let's cut this shit.
I get it, Mr. C. I'm just saying.
It was a different game back then. He dominated the game and where it was back
Let me pull up.
Dominate is a strong word, Frank.
He did
Let me pull up some numbers for you guys, which is concerning.
You're cursing at me, Frank, by using words like that. And I don't appreciate the disrespect.
Well, dimmables. I mean, we got to make it a dimmable conversation then.
Hey, I'm finna dim all this shit. Listen up.
Dimmable.
It's dimmable.
Because here's the thing. We need to speak about some numbers going into the next game.
Yeah, we do got to break down the next game before we get out.
And I just want to say 333 yards, 2 touchdowns. 12 rushes, 116 yards on a touchdown. 14 rushes, 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. 8 receptions, 156 yards and a touchdown. Those were all numbers from the Detroit Lions put up against the Chargers.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
If we played as poorly as we did against the Chargers, where some people said, oh, we got a chance, what the hell we think we're going to do against the Lions?
Well, I will say this, JB, real quick. You know, typically, we tend to play our conference, our division rival games a little tougher.
Says who?
Most of the time. I won't say all the time, but I would say, listen, we played. Well, it went down to the wire against Minnesota, and that was with Kirk Cousins. So,
but without Justin Jefferson.
Without Justin Jefferson, true enough. But
that makes a difference.
I do expect for us to still, at the very least, compete. Not win or lose. I ain't gonna say that against Minnesota with Josh Dobbs, but Detroit, we're gonna lose the game. But I do expect for us early on to really zone in on David Montgomery. We're gonna slow him the fuck down because I know on that goddamn bulletin board that better be the first fucking thing.
Why are you zooming in on David Montgomery?
Because you know goddamn well he's coming at us with a vengeance. You know damn well he is out to fucking embarrass us.
Yeah, but I mean, by the way, really just put it on him because Jared Goff plays very well in this system.
Look, I see it.
He does too. But Montgomery's telling the rest of his teammates, "Hey man, give me the fucking ball. I'm finna embarrass these fuckers."
I'm not saying
if I'm Dave Montgomery, I'm doing that. I'm out to embarrass the Bears.
And you know what? He might actually. He will show out. I'm almost certain he will show out.
So we got to put extra. We got to maintain him. We got to put extra fucking attention on him now. Now we got to specifically draw up a game plan to stop him. If we lose a game, it won't be because of him. It shouldn't be because of him.
I'm not saying that you're wrong. All I'm saying is look at the forest as opposed to just looking at the trees. You got David Montgomery. You got Jahmyr Gibbs coming. You got St. Brown, Laporta, Khalif Raymond. You got Jamison Williams, Josh Reynolds coming. That's just offense, fellas. We ain't talked about Aiden Hutchinson. We ain't talked about Kirby Joseph. We ain't talked about Cam Sutton. We ain't talked about Jack Campbell. We ain't talked about Brian Branch. These are names that I watched last week like, oh, my God, we got a problem coming.
So corners better be ready to cover. Corners better be ready to cover because we're going to have a lot of people in the box.
None of that soft shit, that soft coverage shit where you're giving up all the underneath shit. I don't want to see that again. I fucking hate soft coverage. It makes
we do it against this team.
Makes my fucking eyes bleed.
And then everyone wonders why Stevenson gets beat on the inside so quickly, so
every
easily.
time.
He's playing 10 yards off of the freaking guy.
Every time.
Listen to me. I'm worried about our running game because Jack Campbell is Jack Sanborn times 10.
He's really good.
Is Tremaine Edmonds playing? Is he back from injury?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't heard too much on the way of the injury report and everything.
Yeah, well, it won't come out until Thursday, so possibly Friday.
But my point being,
I'm hoping we have Tremaine.
You got three. You got three problems in this game before you even play the game.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell is going to make an example because that's what Dan Campbell does.
Yeah, absolutely.
2, David Montgomery is finna tell all the little BS plays that Luke Getsy come up because Luke Getsy's a schmuck. 3.
Oh, man.
3. How do you stop Jared Goff when you don't blitz? And he's number what is he number 7 in the league against the blitz, 6 or 7, something crazy like that.
And I believe he's like number 1 or 2 in play action passing too.
He gets rid of the ball quick.
How about
that? We doing okay.
Now listen, I'm hoping we take what the fuck what the fuck Baltimore did to them because Baltimore shut their ass out the end zone.
Well, Baltimore also shut them down too because Lamar Jackson controlled the game a lot with his legs again. We need to be
mimicking that same shit
against this defense.
We need to do the exact same shit Baltimore does.
You're going to sit Justin in the pocket.
If Flus is smart, he will watch what the fuck
Flus ain't smart. None of our coaches are smart.
The answer to how to stop Jared Goff has always been you get pressure in his face. So I see a lot of a lot of double A gap stuff, with Sanborn and Edwards.
You're the computer guy. I urge you when you get a chance, look at Jared Goff's stats. A, against the blitz, and B, against non-pressure situations. Because if you give him time, he's going to pick us apart because that's what he does.
He will.
But if you blitz him,
I need Montez Sweat to have a big game.
If you blitz him, he also is one of those quarterbacks that catches his hot route, which is normally Laporta or
this is one of those games where I would not mind seeing Sweat kind of in the interior on some of these plays.
I would love to see.
Yeah, you got to run. Yeah, you got to run.
I'd like to see him stunt, drop back in coverage, and take Laporta away.
I was like a couple times. Listen, he's going to need to help.
They've been doing that a lot.
He's going to need to help Sanborn with Laporta because Laporta's going to be eating that middle up.
And I think it was Terrell Lewis, I think, dropped an interception.
Yes. I know. Yes, you're right. You're correct.
Laporta's going to be eating that middle up. So, Montez is going to have to drop back in coverage a couple of times.
Yeah,
this is Sanborn by himself against Laporta. Oh shit, that's gonna be.
We need Yannick to actually fucking perform.
Can you fucking perform, Yannick?
We need to figure it the fuck out, man.
Come on, man. Shit.
Whether it's him dropping back in coverage, I don't give a shit. He needs to figure out something because my God, that has turned into a horrible signing again. And now, he's got 3 sacks this year, if I'm not mistaken. All 3 are coverage sacks. None of them are freaking dominant sack.
He'll be off the books next year, so I don't mind.
If Montez Sweat can get to Jared Goff early and often, he'll rethink some shit when throwing or dropping back a ways when Montez Sweat coming at him.
But can I tell y'all something? Sweat is going to be lined up. He's our left edge.
I need him to be. I need him in every position on that line at some point in time in this fucking game.
I'm not disagreeing.
He got to switch to the right sometime too.
But listen, he's going to originally be lined up with Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
Then on the other side, did y'all forget Taylor Decker is a problem?
He is, and that's listen.
That's that left tackle.
Listen, and I like my chances with
him
more so than Yannick.
And I agree with you, but at the same time, this so-called pressure that we want to manufacture, unless you get exotic, Matt Eberflus, with your blitz packaging and your stunts, if you go mano a mano, I'm sending for it, Jared Goff going to be sitting up there scratching his ass waiting to pass the ball.
Yeah. But this is one thing I want them
We
to
just watched it against the Chargers, who have a great pass rush.
Yeah. And I mean, as much as I agree with catching the blitzings and everything like that, like the second half of the last game, they were doing a lot more of the showing the blitzes and then coming back. That's where Sanborn should have had that freaking pick. But I would like to see them. I would like to see them do that. They don't do that.
He was kind of like,
jeez.
He was so surprised that ball was right in his fucking.
It was a play that should have been a great play.
Yeah, that was a great. I want to see those type of plays will affect Goff because when you show blitz, Goff does throw those quick routes out fast. But that's where I would like to see a Tremaine Edmonds back with that size doing something like that.
It's still. The Bears set the blueprint on how to beat Goff in 2018, and that's what the Patriots followed when they beat him in the Super Bowl. They held him to 3 points.
Right, because you got to make him
those outside blitzes.
You gotta get him impatient, and you can't let him dig him down.
If you frustrate Goff will start coughing that ball up.
But hey, guys, you putting the cart before the horse. Dan Campbell, hell of an adjuster.
He is.
Ben Johnson. Hell of an OC.
Ben Johnson definitely is.
Hell of an OC.
I would give him that.
Like, we're not just going up against the little sisters of the poor here. We're going against arguably the winners of the NFC North.
Listen, JB. Listen, I've been one to criticize the shit out of the Lions. I used to call them the Lions, the LYINGS, because I always felt like they were fucking lying to themselves. These motherfuckers are telling the truth now. They telling a lot of truth now, so I can't sit up and not.
I have to see them actually make a postseason run to actually agree with that.
I think they're very good.
They usually, at that particular point, I give you that. But
they usually take shit in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they haven't won a goddamn playoff game yet. So I mean,
again, y'all talking about the forest for the trees. I ain't talking about that.
But as of right now, they run away with the division.
Do you all realize? The Lions are 7-2.
7-2.
2 more games. The only person that can do any damage to them might be Minnesota, and we know that Minnesota is gonna get Justin Jefferson back at a certain point.
Enough. That won't be enough.
Ain't no enough, right?
No, that won't.
Probably not. Well, I don't know.
I'm just hoping we're not in the basement at the end of this goddamn season. I'm hoping them pack fucks are the ones that's in the goddamn basement.
Wait, aren't we both 3-7?
Yeah, we're both the same.
We're 3-7 and 3-6.
Yeah, they already had a bye. Yeah,
they had a bye.
Yeah.
They lost to the Steelers.
And Jordan Love sucks shit. So I'm just hoping we're not in the basement.
I like to do this every so often. Can you please put up the remainder of our schedule? We are 3-7, which means we have played 10 games, everybody.
We got 7 more games left.
We got 7 more games left. We have matched the total of wins that we had posted last year.
Oof.
Well, we got Lions, Vikings, Lions, Browns, Cardinals, Falcons.
Oh,
and then Packers.
Listen, that Cleveland game is at Cleveland. It's gonna be like the one 2 years ago.
Yeah, look.
What the fuck?
They should bench Justin just for that.
Why would they do that to us, man?
I feel like they're going to win the last 3 games of the year. Just to
no.
That Cleveland game was that was the worst game I ever seen in my life. And
I agree,
everybody,
because we've had a lot of worst games that I've ever seen in my life.
Hold on, everybody. Take a breather.
The worst game I ever saw was anyway. Keep going, JB.
Take a breather. Everybody soak that in. I'm gonna ask you, everybody on the panel, give me a yes or no. Are we beating Detroit on week 11?
No.
Are we gonna stop Josh Downs week 12?
I would hope so.
That's Monday Night Football, and
I would like to think that we have a chance, JB.
That's Monday Night
chance.
Football, and Justin Jefferson is playing. I ask you again.
Is he playing?
Yes. That's when he's slated to come back.
We might lose to the bye week.
Hey, listen, JB.
Hey,
Jalen better be in his ass like hemorrhoids.
Hey, hold on. Jordan Addison been showing up as well.
That's gross, Mr. Chicago.
Hey, so I'm asking you. So
I need him to get gross
on the panel.
Not by me.
Are we all in agreement? Yes or no? Or is it 2-1, 3-1? Minnesota, I say that's a loss.
Yes, because it's in Minnesota. That's where I'm going as far as the loss now. So
we are.
So
then we back after the bye week at the crib to Detroit.
We're losing again.
Shit.
Cleveland has the number 2 defense.
After
last week, I'm sorry.
Man. We're not even going to get 2 more games out this season.
This is what I'm worried about.
Going up against that Cleveland defense absolutely terrifies me. Just for his health. Like,
listen, I just hope we can win 18. I don't even care about the other damn games. Let's just win the last game.
That's going to be the
last game.
Hold on. Ain't no moral victories around here. Damn that.
Are
we convinced week 16
if I got
we can beat
the
Arizona?
Games, JB,
Kyler Murray is back and already won.
Kyler Murray still
maybe I think we do win that game, but we don't want to win.
Kyler Murray's good.
Kyler Murray struggled second half of the seasons every year. So.
He only played 1 game so far, so we'll see what it looks like by the time we play him. But JB, if I got to sacrifice,
because guess what? I don't care about that because if they lose out and we beat them, guess what? That hurts our draft stock.
Yes.
It does.
Well, yes, but I still.
It hurts theirs. Listen, it hurts theirs if they win too, though.
They're not. Guess what? They're not going to do. They're not going to draft a quarterback because financially they cannot get out of Kyler Murray's contract for 4 years.
Well, but here's the thing, though. They can still draft a quarterback and have his ass sit until Kyler Murray gets hurt.
Remember how valuable
we've seen teams do that all the time, JB. But what I'm telling y'all is, if I got to sacrifice,
I urge you all to look at the man's contract.
I'd rather lose out and beat Green Bay and be okay with that shit. Because I don't see no other win. The Atlanta game can go either way. I wish it was going to be back here again. I go back to that game. The Atlanta game, if Desmond Ritter playing, we're
going to beat Atlanta. We're going to beat Atlanta.
We may have a chance.
I'm a fortune teller right now. Watch this. Carolina ends up with the number 1 pick, which goes to us. If we do anything other than draft Marvin Harrison and the Cardinals are 2, guess who they finna pair with Kyler Murray? Marvin Harrison Jr. They already got Paris Johnson, who's paying dividends.
But think about this, JB. Like, so right now it's Carolina, the Texans, us, Arizona.
It's not the Texans.
New England.
Texans already got like 6 wins now, dude.
5
No.
Texans will be out of the
My bad. So
guys, we need to worry about the New York Giants.
Yeah, the Giants. So yeah. Instead of the Texans, the Giants. So the Giants, they awful too.
The Patriots.
The Patriots. Patriots suck shit.
Yeah, Mac Jones is not going to get his.
He is not going to be on the roster.
No, Mac Jones is the worst quarterback in the league.
Y'all not listening.
Him and Zach Wilson.
I think Jones is worse than Wilson.
No,
like, did you see his interception? From
and that's what Bailey Zappi did right after that. No,
exactly. Yeah. It wasn't much better, but
Zach Wilson can barely get a pass off. So no,
he really can fuck shit.
That goes through the worst interception I've seen in my life.
Negative.
and I'm a Bears fan. Like
the point being is this. Listen, Arizona that week is going to tell us whether we're drafting a quarterback or whether we're drafting a lineman or Marvin Harrison Jr. That game is going to tell us. Because listen, you heard it here first. If we don't pick him, Arizona for damn sure picking him with that second pick.
No, I get that. But if they win the game, I mean, whether they win or lose, they will still be in a position to pick him.
It depends because Kyler Murray wins games he ain't supposed to win all the time.
He does.
That's what he does.
With his feet.
That's what he does. He just proved
I don't know about y'all. I was going crazy for that game against the Falcons last week when they had like that 3rd and long and he made this crazy scramble and they picked it up.
That's what he does. That's what I'm saying. You can't look at Kyler Murray like Arizona's a guaranteed win on the schedule.
No. I'm saying that I don't even think that is a guaranteed win. I at this point, I think the only win that I can see on this schedule is the Green Bay game.
I was going to say Atlanta.
And that's the thing, too. Green Bay is another goddamn team. And people saying, well, yeah, we don't want them to get a high draft. I don't give a fuck what Green Bay do because they ain't going to do shit with the damn pick. They won't.
Yeah, no, the only thing I care about is Green Bay losing as many games as possible now. I'm with you on that, Mr.
I want them to lose more games than us. And that's what the fuck they're going to do.
I
don't give a fuck about the draft pick when they come to them. Whatever happens, I don't care. As long as they lose more games than us, that's all the fuck I care about.
Right now, we can't say that because we both got 3 wins.
Well, yeah. We might win one more game, and they might win one more game.
And they have the advantage because they beat us.
They beat us.
Right.
Look, I don't want any of these exciting young quarterbacks to go to Green Bay, but also I don't think they're going to finish worse than the Patriots or Giants or in Arizona. Like they're all probably in the market for a Drake May or Caleb Williams. So I'm not.
No, that's not true. The Giants maybe because after next year they don't have to pay Daniel Jones no more.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Patriots will get a quarterback.
The Patriots are definitely drafting a quarterback.
They absolutely will.
I rest my case.
Now, the question is whether or not Bill Belichick steps down as the coach or the GM. I'm thinking he going to step down as the GM because he's going to keep coaching until he passes Don Shula's record.
I think Kraft has to make that decision.
And I know. And that's what's been the talk lately. It's like, okay, we know Belichick is going to continue to coach until he passes Don Shula's record.
He's not far, right? It's like
no, he ain't that far.
310 to 300, right?
He got like I want to say like another season, like maybe two more seasons
and a half. Okay,
yeah, about 2 more seasons before he break that record. Because he already passed George Papa Bear.
I just want to say this is what I mean when I say Mac Jones might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
On the play fake.
Any of us could have made that throw. Any of us.
That was hilarious, though.
How do you have your guy wide open in the end zone and underthrow him by 12
Well, I mean,
yards?
that's the thing. Everybody, especially a Bears fan, is going to look at that tape and be like, "Did he run the wrong route? Was he supposed to stop and look
was that
up?
bad play calling? Like,
was he supposed to stop and turn and catch?"
And you're gonna have other Bears fans talking about, well, at least he made a throw.
Easy.
He didn't throw the ball.
And you play that
ball left his hand.
For prosperity.
Yes, of course. Also, watch his beautiful footwork on this play.
On the play fake. Intercepted.
Well, listen.
That's how Jay Cutler used to throw it.
To that corner's point. Listen, in that corner's defense, he did look at the damn quarterback and where he was going, so he kind of anticipated where he was going.
Mac Jones stared down that receiver the entire time.
He did.
You might as well have taken the hike
he was throwing it to the tight end of the end zone. Just throw it deep in the back, like whatever. Like
no, how about you throw it? Period. That was a toss.
Yeah. It's what Frank just said. It just left his hand. That was
not a pass.
To say he threw it like a girl is an insult to girls.
He was like, oh, he right there. Oh, okay. Let me just
like he's playing cornhole.
He probably said that too. There he is.
Yep.
Toss.
No, that's like you're flipping it to the second baseman or something on a double play. It was bad.
It kind of was. Yeah. It really looked bad though.
All right, so do we want to get score predictions here?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's get it. I mean, Mr. Chicago, you're the younger guest that we have on here. I'm not talking about age because that's easy. He's like 14 years old. But I mean,
I'm gonna say we're gonna lose. I'm gonna give the same score I gave against the Chargers. I said 27-17 or more like 30-17. Lions gonna probably win that game. I don't see us winning this game. I see us being competitive, at least in the first half. But we're going to run out of gas because, quite frankly, the goddamn coaches don't know how to fucking adjust. They don't. They say they got some shit up their sleeve, though.
Yeah.
Damn your sleeve, goddammit. What's on this goddamn piece of paper you calling plays on?
No, that's almost as embarrassing as the time Matt Nagy said at halftime, "I'm having so much fun."
I wanted to fucking choke this shit out of him. When he said that shit, I said, "Give me something right now."
Right when he said that, I was like, "We're done." Like
on top of Luke Getzey saying we're cooking up something special.
Oh my
Easy, what about you? What do you got?
What?
What do you got, Easy?
Oh, me. I think 30-20, but like a backdoor 20. You know, like a backdoor cover.
So
and
just like wasted points.
Yeah, a couple, maybe a commit touchdown to go home and tell mom you had a great game. But like,
right.
yeah, I don't think
for fantasy purposes. Yeah,
exactly. Which is good. He's on my fantasy team, so
he's
but
too. Yeah,
but you know, and he's been decent. But yeah, no, I don't expect anything. I don't expect to win this game. And I do think Montgomery will have a big game. You know, similar to the revenge game that Cedric Benson had against us when he was at the Bengals. God rest his soul. But yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be pretty for Chicago at all. 30-20. Justin Fields looks okay, but doesn't do enough.
Oh.
And JB, looks like your mom and I are on the same page.
Close.
Very close.
I'm actually overly concerned because I look at it like this. If the Lions put up 41 points against the Chargers, the Chargers, who have a way better offense and way better defense than we do, could the floodgates be open if Dan Campbell wanted to make a statement?
I think the Chargers are softer than you might think, by the way, on defense. Just letting you know.
But
JB,
still not as soft as
you know how to. Yeah, JB, you really know how to hit below the belt. Like I mean, these are just fucking gut punches that you're throwing out here right now, man.
But I have
right?
Because I live in reality.
Absolutely.
Now I know interdivisional games always usually be skewed or whatever just from the betting standpoint.
Because the teams know each other, right? So and that's what I'm mostly looking forward to. But you all realize we haven't won a fucking division game in almost 3 years.
Correct. Wait. Can I give you another little piece of tidbit information?
Yes.
Nobody has seen the Lions in the division because they've only played one division game. And it was against the Packers who they beat. So they really don't know what they're going up against because nobody has played them this year from the division. And in two out of the next 3 weeks.
Ooh. Shout out Matt Evans.
Matt Evans comes out with the Bears winning.
They play us twice.
Matt Evans, you're a beautiful guy. I appreciate
in 3
that.
weeks. Shit. We
I
won't have enough time to game plan. Shit. I don't know, man. What do y'all want from me?
I'm going to go conservative because it's just my nature. I definitely got 34-17 Lions.
Oof.
No, I mean, look, same line of thinking, but yeah. I do want to say, JB, like the Chargers defense, don't fall into the trap of thinking that they're actually good because they beat us and because
it had nothing to do with us. It's just name recognition.
Yeah,
no, exactly.
The talent they have.
The problem with the Chargers,
the players they have in talented
look,
spots.
We call that a
Overall
do-off, right?
ain't
Like when
great.
you can name so many dudes on the Chargers defense, but the thing is, it doesn't matter how many dudes you can name when they can't stop the run. And and Brandon Staley has like started like a very soft culture there. And he does not deserve his job, and he's terrible. And I could go on and on about Brandon Staley, but that's not.
You don't have to go on about him because guess what? In the next 3 to 4 games, he's going to be fired.
Yeah, he's gonna be fired.
I hope you're right, man. I mean, you're preaching. I mean, I know.
That's your backyard. You see it more than we do. He's not.
No,
He don't read men.
No, not at all. No, he's probably a good coordinator, probably a good guy, but not NFL head coach material. Yeah. Mid. He's mid.
I have a question to ask y'all really quick though. Has it ever been a time in NFL history where a coach was demoted to another position on the staff? Like, say for instance, if a head coach was ever demoted.
Yeah, I don't think you can. You'd have to fire him and then rehire him back.
Contract, you can't do that.
Okay. I don't think that's happening. I've always thought
I know people can get promoted.
You can fire somebody and then bring him back as a normal type.
Has it happened though, Frank? Somebody got fired and brought him back.
Yeah,
but who's that happened for?
Remember, contractually, you can't even leave your position unless you're going. You can't make lateral moves. You have to go up. So, like Eric Bieniemy, if you all remember, he was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He is the offensive coordinator for the Redskins and also the assistant head coach. That's why he was able to move laterally, because he gave him an extra title. So technically, he didn't make a lateral move; he made an upgrade.
Yeah, he was getting extra responsibilities.
You have to
after Ron Rivera. But yeah, it's gonna be curious to know or look at how Washington plays this, because obviously Rivera. I love Ron Rivera, but he's on the hot seat out there, and
for sure
they fire him. I mean, they're gonna give
they got new ownership,
the opportunity.
Everybody,
if they don't give Eric Bieniemy the opportunity to be the head coach, I would like to see Eric Bieniemy.
He'll get first dibs.
I would like to see him become a head coach. I want to at least see if they can give him a try. Everybody else been giving a fucking try who don't fucking deserve one, i.e. Flus, i.e. fucking Allen Williams.
Yeah.
I.e. fucking Luke Getsy, who didn't fucking call not one goddamn play in the green of all fucking bays. You didn't do shit over there except reap the fucking benefits of what the fuck Aaron Rodgers' ass was.
You see the Bills? You see the Bills fire Ken Dorsey?
They just
we were talking about that earlier.
Like, listen, why are we so goddamn special that we gotta wait till the fucking end of the year to do this shit? Fire Getsy ass right now. We ain't no damn different than the damn Bills.
Can I tell y'all something y'all don't know?
Well, we'll see.
Don't, and this is me off the top of my head, because all I do is look shit up all like forever. Do y'all even know who the league leader in passing is?
Sam Howell.
And who's second?
CJ is second, I thought.
Or CJ, yeah.
CJ Stroud.
Yeah, CJ second.
Doesn't that tell you something?
I told motherfuckers he gonna ball.
It tells me that Sam Howell's played more games than anyone so far.
No, what that tells you is
we were talking about this earlier, me and JB too. What it pisses us off, because we started the show off ranting about this. They brought in a coach that threw away any playbook that he had and built a playbook around what CJ did well at Ohio State.
Absolutely.
That's why he is so successful.
Absolutely. When we
have an offensive coordinator who says
Justin
will fit in our system so well, nobody fucking cares. Build your system around your quarterback.
Yep. And Eric Bieniemy, Sam Howell is reaping the benefits of having Bieniemy as a great fucking play caller, calling plays for him and getting him 300 and 400 goddamn yard games.
There it is. That part, Mr. Chicago.
I didn't hear him. Can you say, Mr. Can you say that again? I just missed it. Or JB, can you reiterate his point? Like I didn't hear it.
I said that Eric Bieniemy having Sam Howell having Eric B is reaping the benefits of having that offensive play caller call these goddamn plays.
100%, yes. Yes.
That was what I was going to reiterate, because that point, when you have a proven commodity at an OC, and you see Sam Howell came after Mitch Trubisky in North Carolina. Man, ain't nobody checking for Sam Howell for real.
Can somebody find out for me why the fuck a person who was with the Kansas City Chiefs for 13 years didn't even consider talking to Eric Bieniemy?
Said he didn't interview well.
Get the fuck out of here. I want to hear that. Do I fucking care about how the fuck he sound like in the interview? He can do the fucking job, can he? Yes or no? That's the fuck.
I'm wondering, like, what could he possibly be saying in these interviews?
What can he possibly have fucking said? That's a political bullshit, JB. Poe said that shit. I'm calling bullshit on polls. You know the motherfucker. You was over there with him. Now he can't all of a sudden interview. Now he can't. You interviewed his ass over there when you was over there.
Let me bring something else to your attention, because you are spot on, Mr. Chicago, and you are 1,000% right, because we still haven't gotten Frank's prediction. Frank, I got you. But when you look at what's going on,
my ass off.
When you look at what's going on, the enemy showed you I can damn near make lemonade out of lemons, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Now, how you sweeten it, that's relative, depending on your team.
Shit, he made scotch out of iced tea.
But what you cannot do is sit up here and tell me that the top two people in the NFL, quarterbacking wise, as far as yardage, because that's the thing the Bears never get. You never get yards.
But also, I'm looking at like adjusted net yards per pass attempt, because that's really where,
you're talking about when you're looking at yak and all that. But that goes to it, because still You have to make the right play in the right position, all that.
Sure.
I get you easy.
At the right time. Yeah.
At the right time. But when you look at situations like that, Sam Howell is a risk-it-no-biscuit quarterback. Eric Bieniemy, he's not Patrick Mahomes. You understand that. But you're getting a lot out of him. What you're getting out of C.J. Stroud is production, efficiency, and taking care of the ball.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He only threw 2 interceptions the whole season, y'all. Yeah. 2.
That's almost concerning.
He threw his first interception until like week 4, week 5 or some shit.
Something like that, right. And then he just threw one, right, in the end zone, right. But you look at the same situation, because, Frank, you mentioned Ken Dorsey. You all know Josh Allen leads the league in interceptions. He's got 11 of them.
Yeah.
And another 4 to 5 fumbles.
He leads the league in turnovers, period, since he's been drafted.
Again.
He got a lot of fumbles, too.
He got like 98 turnovers.
Again.
I was like, God damn,
their biggest problem, the Bills keep asking Josh Allen to be their entire offense. Like, he's always their main rusher. And it's... And
like, you got Cook for it. Cook is a damn good running back. I watched Cook in college. Like, why the fuck would you not hand him the ball more? What are you doing?
I've been wondering that for a while myself.
Josh Allen suffers from Brett Favre syndrome.
He does.
Well, yes. No, he's the love child of Sam. He's the love child of Sam Newton and Brett Favre. I've been saying this for years.
He would give you 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Easy.
I've been telling.
And you may win or lose the game.
But the reason why I keep bringing that up is the importance of a competent coordinator.
Absolutely. 1000%.
I don't give a damn about Josh Allen.
No.
In real life, I don't. Hell, you can say Madden curse. Hell, he's my quarterback on one of my 4 fantasy leagues. I don't give a damn about Josh Allen.
He one of mine too.
I like Josh Allen.
He still put up points.
I got Diggs, though. He still gives me my points.
No, he didn't last week. He had 177 yards. Sunday, he had 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 turnover,
1 pick. Yep.
My grandparents are the biggest Wyoming football fans you'll ever meet, so I'm a big Josh Allen guy.
All right, let me get my score. Go
ahead, Frank.
I'm actually picking Justin to have 100+ yards rushing because I don't think he's going to give a fuck what's going on. He is going to do whatever that he has to do to keep us in this game. But I'm still going to have a 31-27 Lions.
That's a close game.
Yeah, Justin's gonna keep him in the game, I feel like. And where I'm saying, like, I'm seeing him at least 150 yards rushing in this game.
Wow.
Is Justin playing?
I believe he is.
I don't see why
they said he looked good.
Yeah, he was passing before last game. So I don't
know
would I want him to play against this defense first game back, man? That's a
hey man.
Wow.
Listen, if I'm Justin, I'm playing and I'm doing whatever the fuck I want in this game.
And let me
I'm
tell
not
you
listening
something.
to anybody.
You talking about he looked good in certain systems. I remember them talking about how good Mike Glennon looked. Stop.
No one ever fucking said that.
It's like there's nothing wrong.
No one ever, JB, don't you fucking dare lie like
He did have one good year.
No one ever said Mike Glennon.
He did have one
good
year.
That's all they was talking about at Hallis Hall, how good Mike Glennon looked.
Yeah.
They're fucking idiots.
And John Fox was doing this.
Goddamn where.
John Fox was I will say this, out of all these recent coaches, I feel the worst for John Fox because
he was giving a rough deal.
He got dealt a bad hand.
I've never seen have you ever seen a head coach be a lame duck for 3 years in the way that John Fox was?
No,
it was
but have you ever seen a head coach get fucking basically slighted by the GM going after somebody that he ain't fucking telling me to go after? How the fuck? This is my job. I'm supposed to be looking for the motherfucker who we need to go get. And you gonna sit there and tell me you gonna pick him? And you picked the wrong motherfucker too?
Twice.
And then you don't tell me about it until the day of? Twice. Man, hell no.
Twice.
Man.
We're getting 2 hours and 30 minutes into this, so let's start like wrapping it up right now. But I wanted to actually do a quick little Hawk talk before we wrapped it up as well, because
Connor Bedard got 9 goals in 13 games.
Connor Bedard has 9 goals in 13 games.
He's crazy.
He has 6 goals in the last 6 games, and I wanted I made like a little thing here, a breakdown of just one of his goals, his most recent ones too. Like, and I just wanted to show, like, this is fucking insane. Let's see, there it is.
Line on the ice. Final minute of the first.
Last minute of play in the first period.
Bedard takes the puck. Scores! What a goal by Connor Bedard!
Whoa.
How did he do that?
Where's Holy jumping when you need him? What a steal. Far down. Unbelievable by Connor Bedard. Not even looking. He makes the goaltender, Bobrovsky, think that he's going to pass it and just puts it in. Beauty by Connor Bedard in the final minute of this period. That's 6 goals in 6 straight games for the rookie. Love the celebration at the Panthers.
Like,
badass, man.
Like this is the just to like break down that goal too. He did not look at the net when he shot that fucking puck.
That is fucking incredible.
He did what you want. He did what you want fucking quarterbacks to do. He looked at the guy they thought he was gonna pass it to. While he was looking, he ripped the top shelf over.
That was some Mahomes shit, man.
No, that's like
that
I mean,
was
I don't think I've ever seen even Kane or Taves do quite that.
I've never seen
Kane's had some goals on that sideline area, which were beautiful shots, but he was looking.
No, Kane made some of the most like unbelievable plays I've seen. He hasn't done that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that is damn good, but yeah, I've never seen that before. Like,
and by the way, Frank,
attitude he had with it, he was just and
Frank, Mark 19th on there, by the
way. Looking at everybody like, what the fuck you thought I was going to do? Like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
How old is this kid? He got to be like
he's only 18 years old, man. He's only
like
16,
man. Like, what the fuck?
Like this,
he's gonna have a great ass career, man.
This kid has 9 goals in his first 13 games. I'm glad to say I took the over on 25 goals this year. So glad I did that because he's clearly gonna get that.
March 19th, I'll be there at the game. Blackhawks Kings.
How many
overall points, Frank?
He doesn't have a lot of points, which is the sad thing. He's got 9 goals and 6 assists, 15 points in 13 games.
Points. Okay.
But I mean, it's because he's the only one who's really scoring goals right now.
But I'm saying a little over a point a game is good, right?
No, as a rookie, that's a point a game as a rookie is still great.
Hell yeah, that's great.
About that. And I mean, his future is bright. And I think the best thing about after that goal, I think like a minute later, he scored another goal to actually tie it up again at 3-3. And then one of the guys took a hard hit against him and he went head first into the boards.
Oh, shit.
And one of our veterans that we brought in didn't even care. The other guy wasn't willing to fight. He just straight up like clotheslined him, took him to the ground and starting to beat the hell out of him. He got a 4-minute penalty for it, but it didn't matter. Because people are going to be doing that to Connor Bedard, and you're going to need to get those people in there to protect him.
Absolutely, especially when he's skating away, looking at motherfuckers like, the fuck you thought was going to happen? I do this shit. This is nothing. Like his confidence, that shit. I've never seen that before. That is
Frank, can you say like his lack of assists? Doesn't that I don't know hockey super well, but doesn't that mean most likely the Blackhawks are going to need to pair him with some pretty good scorers? Like they're going to need to bring in.
It's not really when I don't think the lack of assists is going to be consistent. He's going to get those assists. A lot of his great passes that he's making. The goal, people aren't scoring, but I mean, one of the guys that we brought
points that he scored himself though.
One of the guys that we brought in has been pretty consistently hurt to start off the year. Who was supposed to be paired up with him, and the biggest thing is where he's going to get a lot of his points is on the power play, and our power play hasn't really.
Don't we have Corey Perry now? Isn't he the Ducks?
Corey Perry's doing very well,
right?
37-year-old veteran doing very well, and I honestly like them to resign.
I remember he gave us fits in that one series against the Ducks.
Yeah. He's hated in Chicago.
Hey,
yeah.
I read something where he advocated for Patrick Kane to come back.
He did. And Patrick Kane did not deny it that he won't yet. But, I mean, the key thing here is Patrick Kane won't be back this year. I mean, he's not going to come here this year.
He's hurt?
Well, no, he's going to play this year. I'm just saying he's not going to come back.
Is he still with the Rangers?
No, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent right now. And he's only given a list of 3 teams, I think, and that he's willing to sign for. And that's the Toronto Maple Leafs, the New York Rangers, and the Dallas Stars are, I think, the only 3 teams.
Well, clearly the Rangers would have re-signed him by now, unless they're looking wait until the playoff push.
Well, no, it's more that Rangers are probably 3rd on his list. I think for some odd reason he wants to go to Dallas, and I really don't know why.
I'm pretty sure he wants to go somewhere where he has to.
He wants to contend. He wants to contend. I mean, I could see him coming back here next year, the year after that, or something.
Yeah, at his age, I can see that.
Dallas North Stars when I was little. Now they're just the Dallas Stars. Right?
But 34 is 34 very old in hockey years.
Wait, what?
I don't think so.
34 old for hockey? Because I remember Hossa played till he was like 50.
Usually once you hit 31 and everything like that is when you really start hitting the older age in hockey.
No, Hossa was cold for us. He was
Hossa. If it wasn't for Hossa, I mean, Hossa was the reason why we freaking lost all those after we won our 3 cups. When Hossa went down, we were done. Hossa can't be replaced. Hossa will go. Hossa to me, other than maybe like a Mario Lemieux or something like that, would be on that list. But probably one of the greatest 2-way hockey players I've ever seen.
Well, honestly, my favorite player from the Blackhawks runs was easily, without a doubt, Duncan Keith. I loved his defense. It was really fun. Anyway.
All right, so let's get to some shout-outs here and everything, because we know we usually got the long violin shout-out, so I don't want to keep everyone here too long. So, Mr. Chicago, you want to start us off with the shout-out?
Yeah, man. Starting off, I would say, are we doing specific players or specific people?
Wherever you want.
Whatever your personal shout out.
Yeah, your personal shout-outs you can do.
Okay. Well, shit, I mean, starting off, man, just shout out to Chicago Clubhouse Podcast for doing such an amazing job at, interviewing former players. Some of these players I remember growing up watching and obviously seeing and being big fans of. I recently saw a picture of Mike Singletary sitting at the table at one of the tailgates. I would fucking love for us to have him on the show. I am such a huge fan. I have so many questions to ask him. My main question is to ask him about that Monday Night Football game against the Dolphins. Because I know goddamn well, I remember the Miami Herald wrote even an article talking about how South Beach won that fucking game for them. We had players who had never been to Miami before ever in their life. They're down there coked up, drunk, high, kicking it, partying the night before the fucking game. And they were just running on fuels that game on that Monday night. And Dan Marino fucking picked us apart in that game. But they wasn't operating 100%. Dan Marino was just happy that he left that game alive, and he won. But Don Shula's record was in jeopardy, so we knew some shit was going to be cooked up, man. So if we can get Michael Singletary.
Passes bouncing off guys' heads and stuff, I remember.
Yeah, because I remember Singletary talked about that. He said when they got in the locker room, Buddy Ryan looked at all of them, and he looked back at them. He said, shit. He looked. He was like, yeah, we fucked this game up. Yep. He's like, Buddy ain't have to say a goddamn thing. So I have so much to ask him. But again, shout out to the Chicago Podcast Network, everyone who's doing a fantastic job with the shows, man. I'm just happy to be recently a part of the action and just bringing my entertainment and take to the fold, man. So appreciate that, man. I always salute by saying Chicago against the fucking world. Period.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. Hey, easy. Hit it up.
Shout out to all you guys. Always enjoy shooting the shit with y'all. Shout out to the Arizona Cardinals for winning against the Falcons and improving our draft stock. That was huge. Thank you, Arizona. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers for beating the Packers, which is just always good to see the Packers lose. Makes me happy. Shout out to new Chicago Cubs manager. What now?
Red zone interception for Jordan Love.
Yeah, you know it.
Another one.
Yeah, Jordan Love loves throwing interceptions to lose games. It's pretty fun to see. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Always great to have y'all chime in. And I'm sure my dad probably clicked the link and tuned in at one point. And probably my mom's probably sleeping. But yeah. Then shout out to I had a really good. Oh yeah, Craig Counsell, new Chicago Cubs manager. Very exciting times. Exciting to be a Chicago baseball fan, at least for the Northsiders, and hopefully the Southsiders pick up the slack a little bit because I miss having two good teams in Chicago for baseball. But yeah,
let me also real quick. I just thought about this. So in my other Bears group chat, shout out to my guys we call ourselves the Bears Mafia, so we oftentimes talk a lot of times in these damn chats and have a lot of these conversations. So definitely be interesting to have one or two of those guys from our chat to talk about it, because we have a lot of very realistic fans out there that we talk to on a day-to-day basis about this fucking team and being, again, very realistic Bears fans, because looking at this roster, we know goddamn well we weren't going to be that good. And we've been very consistent with saying that each and every fucking week we watch this team play. So shout out to Bears Mafia, man, for all of our fucking commentating and our takes. We argue, joke, fight, the whole nine. So, yeah.
I respect it. I always respect it. Yeah, shout out Bears Mafia. Shout out, Crazy Ace, especially always tuning in and, being willing to say a bunch of stuff. He's always doing work in the chat. So I always appreciate that. Shout out to, just the Bears in general for winning a game. We don't win a lot. Just straight up.
Winning is very much so in short supply around here. So
yeah, and on the one, I felt like they went a little too hard celebrating beating such a bad Panthers team. But at the same time,
they almost lost that game.
Kids could be happy, I don't mind to an extent. I don't love Eberflus allowing that kind of thing. That should be a win that you circle, 3 weeks before, because you're going to win it. That being said, win's a win, and I celebrated. I was happy. Hopefully we could build off that. Hopefully they want to chase that feeling, the sweet taste of victory again. I want them to get addicted to it.
I can't really say I was happy. I was more satisfied.
I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied. We barely won. Listen, we almost lost the game. That's what made it worse, because this could have easily been a loss, because we let them convert on fourth down 4 fucking times.
No.
And,
what are we doing here?
We got bailed out by a missed Eddie Pinheiro field goal. Not his fault. Like, that's a long ass kick in Soldier Field. But no, I also, hey, we pissed off America too, because everyone was like, that was the worst game I've ever seen. And that makes me happy. Yeah. I like when football fans that aren't Bears fans are sad. Yeah. That's a joyful thing for me. Sorry.
Nothing was worse than that Giants-Jets game. So.
Yeah, that was horrible too. That was horrible.
I think anytime I see a Giant on the sideline, though, or on a field, they're pretty bad.
Raiders Jets was bad.
I'm quite intrigued by what soothes and entertains you at this point in time. If seeing America distraught about how bad we played Thursday entertains you, that you
seeing football fans, specifically seeing football fans get upset about oh, my favorite band's not doing the Super Bowl halftime show, or oh, that game was so boring, I didn't like that game, there wasn't enough offense, that. You're
talking about the casual fan.
What'd you say?
The casual fan.
Yeah. Usually the casual fan.
Like the Swifties.
Also, I can't lie and say Schadenfreude. I like Schadenfreude when it comes to the Cowboys fans, Packers fans, obviously, Patriots fans. It's all fun for me. That's part of the joy of being, of loving football is, there's crazy fans out there, and it doesn't take a lot to really rile them up. But yeah, I did like the Bills Broncos game that night, so shout out to that too. That was a fun game. But the Broncos ended up winning.
Low scoring yet entertaining.
There's difference. Yeah,
I want to call a shout out too to low scoring games, because to me, for me, a boring game is one where one team dominates. It's not if it's a close game and anyone can win it in the fourth quarter, that's a good game to me. If it comes down to the wire, that's exciting.
Good game.
It was 10 games this week that was one score games.
Yeah, and it was great. I loved this week of football. It was really a fun, entertaining week.
There's a difference between a game being a good football game and a game being entertaining.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Colts Patriots, boring as shit.
It was
10-6. Terrible. Horrible.
But entertaining for sure.
It was god awful.
God awful.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think there was a hockey game that was
entertaining.
Baseball game.
Yeah, and also the Patriots had a chance to win late in the game.
The Bears
and it was fun to watch them fuck it up.
It was very droll. That's a French word. Look it up. It's very droll.
All right, JB, hit us up with that chat. Let's see what we got going.
So, you know what? We getting towards that time, so I might have to do the top 10 because
do the top 10. I'm cool with that.
For sure, Crazy Ace, Skylark, Jeremy Bowman. We had a new guy, Andrew Cunningham. Bullets, that's 5. Black Sam. I have to jump in with, I said Bullets already. Oh, Skylark came back with a vengeance. Oh, Crooked Commish. Hey, Chris Edmonton, that is more passionately known as Foul. Hey, Crazy Ace was on one. Like, between Crazy, Skylark, Black Sam, and Jeremy Bauman, y'all were like our contributors of the night. Like, for real. They had, and Bullets. Y'all 5 had all the commentary. But that's what we want. And a lot of the same. I promise you I'm scrolling as we speak. I don't know. Oh, shout out to Chicago Clubhouse Network. It's clearly somebody behind the scenes. One of our producers was commenting. New guy, Woody Frank Ganjimi, 922. Our luck, we will keep Flus because our D got much better. Shout out to him for chiming in. Brand new guy. That's about it, I think.
Your mom, right?
Oh, no. I'm just talking about.
She's got to close out with the mom. Mom of the podcast.
Newbies. Because there were some new people. There were Matt Evans. Matt Evans new? I thought Matt Evans.
He's been on for the last few weeks.
Okay. Still new
He's
word.
Still newish. Yeah, he's been tuning in probably.
Oh, shit. Jesse Cottrell, welcome back.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while for sure.
Here we go. Joseph Hudson, new.
That's a new one.
Bears win by 10. And I think that's it, y'all.
All right. By 10.
And shout out to you guys. Shout out to my panel. Shout out to absolutely shout out to the Bears players. You played hard. You played for your families. You played for your checks. You played for yourself. You played for your legacies. Shout out to the Bears players. No shout out to the coaching staff.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah, there it is. All right.
Man. And as always, closing out, shout out to SB. Any other cousins? I have an aunt from California that's watching. Shout out, Auntie. Shout out to my moms. If you know we only got one person watching that's going to comment and tell us what's real. My mom, Miss Sandra, she's more passionately known to our group and fan base. That's it.
I'm gonna make sure I dial back some of the curses, man. Now that I know your mom.
No, as long as it's not JB. As long as it's not JB. But sometimes when JB and Foul go at it, it curses.
Oh no, she'll be like, "Wow, JB," and that's my cue to like.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. So
also, I just want to shout out real quick. I never finished my shout outs. I want to shout out my dad because he has been tuning in. He's been listening. So shout out Robbo. Appreciate it.
His name is
Robbo. We call him Robbo. What?
Do better, Easy.
But that's his name.
That's his nickname. What is the brother's name?
He really is Rob, but no one calls him Rob. They call him
Shout
Robbie.
out to Elite. Shout out to Easy's dad, brother Rob.
I mean, you call him. Look, if you want to call him not Robbo, you call him Robbie, like Robbie Gold.
All right, we'll call him good as
gold. That's what his name. Like I don't know.
So we'll make my shout out quick. It's a shout out for you guys, man. Thanks for coming on, Mr. Chicago. Easy, JB, always happy. T Nick, who probably isn't the happiest camper in the world because he comes from California down to fucking Chicago, and that's always some depressing shit right there. Hopefully, showered and washed that sand out of his ass that he was always talking about.
Wait, are you supposed to say pause?
Yeah, pause. Get the pause going up.
I mean, you gotta throw the pause out there.
Definitely gotta throw the pause, but we're too old for the pause shit. So shout out to everyone who wasn't. JB, you're gonna be happy about this one too. Shout out to everyone else who who was watching but wasn't able to comment because we always call them the lurkers, or as me and JB call them,
L for love. Good times.
We love you.
L for love. That's
L for love. Gotta love that stuff.
That movie
so
is hilarious.
Let's close it out with a little.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.
Ooh,
Chicago against the world, baby.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.